magazine, think you saved the head so spinning. She love 3 5 so nice, I'm grinning. The bitch so fine, oh my ridiculous. Lean for the paper chase. Music scene is my saving grace. Head so spinning. I lost my mind, I'm fine, I'm living. You touch my bro, spill wine, you're tripping.
Yes, guys. Yes, people. Another live stream. Another video. Another day in the Kounde transfer saga that is just mind-numbingly boring at this point. Big up everybody that's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. As always, as you guys could check from the previous advertising, check out the Concrete Jungle Freestyle. Check out Jerseys FC as well for your best quality and good priced football shirts as well. Use the code CarefreeLewisG for 20% off. The link is down in the description below. We've got nearly 100 of you guys in here already. The views on yesterday's stream was an absolute madness. I know half of them were just dickhead gooners ready to rub salt in the wound. But big up everybody that's still here from the last stream. Big up everybody that's here in general. So Timo, Werner, Ilias, I see you, my guys. I hope you're doing well. So Tommy Tuchel, Senegalese Maldini, our Queen, SU, Lil Boy, Blue Notes, Walter, Deals as well. Big up yourself, my guy. Yeah. Plenty to get into in this stream. I think we're finally going to be done with this Kounde situation, but we're not going to get the ending that we wanted. I think we're in a state of, well, we're not in a state of panic, but it feels like Tuchel and the board are to an extent. We're now trying to go and hijack this Mukiele to PSG deal, which I don't know why we're doing it now. I don't know why interest is only just turning up now, but it's very unlikely we're going to go in for him, and it's very unlikely we're going to get the player. But we'll talk about it. We'll discuss this Timo Werner situation. It's starting to look a bit more likely that he's going to leave, which is a good thing, but we also need to get other forwards across the door as well. We'll talk about the situation with Tuchel demanding more signings as well. The whole Kounde situation. There's links with Kepa to Napoli again, but it just feels recycled. A lot of the news just feels recycled, but there's actually seems to be some sort of different movement on the Kounde news, so we'll get into that. But everything else on the Kounde takes is just waffle. It is. But big up everybody that's in here. As you guys already know, I'm going to be here on my ones for the first half an hour, and then I'm going to send the link out to the rest of the panel. Fatters saying Pletigo was a brown envelope. Romero, fake news. Nope, your boy is leaving. Well, I hope your boy is leaving. Even though I know it's not really the best for you financially. You put in way too many bets to try and save Timo Werner, but he's gone. Well, hopefully he's gone. I know I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but I've been waiting ages for him to dip, so is what it is. Let me start off with the Kounde stuff because it's all just long. And it looks like Chelsea are very close to walking away from the Kounde situation. Fabrizio Romano said Chelsea are tired of waiting for the green light for Kounde. They're now ready to explore other options if it doesn't arrive soon. Chelsea are ready to leave the Kounde deal if they don't get the green light today or tomorrow. And they are already discussing other centre-back targets. As you guys have seen the links with Mukiele, or I don't know how to pronounce his name. We only started getting linked with him today, for fuck's sakes. But yeah, we're already turning to other potential centre-back targets. I think it's going to be very unlikely we get 3 centre-backs, especially with how frustrated Tuchel is with the lack of other areas being strengthened so far. But Kounde looks to be something that we're about to turn our backs away from. And it's good because we're finally giving Sevilla an ultimatum. Sevilla are giving us the runaround. Kounde is giving us the runaround. And it is partly our fault. Like, I will say that. Like, we could have had this done 2 months ago, and then we decided to shake our ass for Nathan Ake. When we could have just got them and Kounde in. Kounde was willing to come to Chelsea. Barca weren't going to hijack the deal just yet. Like, I don't get why we took so long for it. I've said this on numerous streams. I don't understand it. But let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. There are other options Chelsea could look for. We already know, we spoke about the Kimpembe talks that were going on over the last week or two, even though that's an unlikely move. Skriniar has potential, and he's played right centre-back as well, so that would suit Chelsea. Vardio, we already know the situation with him. And if we're planning on doing this, Mukiele and Werner swap plus cash deal that I'm hearing, Just do it with Vardio, and then we could at least get the centre back across the line. Because I do think Leipzig would sell if they were to get some. Well, I do think they would sell if we were going to reach their valuation at the very least. But actually, I say that it is a bit late in the window, and they're getting rid of Mukiele as well, so they might not even. I don't know. We might have backed ourselves into a little bit of a corner here, but is what it is. Texas Blues says, I don't understand Sevilla taking less money to sell to a rival. I don't get it either. Like, Sevilla are accepting significantly less money if they allow us to walk away from this sort of deal. Kounde prefers Barcelona, and again, I don't really blame him after we gave him the runaround this summer. We gave him the runaround last summer. I don't really blame him. But same way, it's like Sevilla, it's their contract, and they're going to be getting significantly less money in smaller installments if he was to go to Barcelona. So I don't get why they're longing this out, unless they just want Chelsea to activate the release clause outright. And if that's the case, that's long, but you're making a big risk at the risk of losing more money and then only getting about, 30 million for Jules Kounde? Because don't forget, they owe Bordeaux 20% of whatever they sell him for. So they might... I don't get it. I really don't get it. Everyone's saying it's corrupted money Sevilla are taking. If it is a corruption thing, then you know what? At least that would make a little bit more sense, because Sevilla are coming out of this looking so stupid. So stupid. Let's see what you guys are saying. Our new owners have had a bad trial. It's not over yet. It isn't over yet. It's just been very, very fucking frustrating. Ake for 50 million we didn't sign. Went for Kounde with 65 million, waived for 2 weeks, got played. Even Laporte said Kounde is signed for Chelsea. Think of their mindset for saying this. What are we? What do you mean by that? You mean like other players are looking down on us in a bad light? Because with Kounde, if we went for him a month or two ago, he probably would be here right now. The problem is we took ages. We took fucking ages. Sorry, there are so many seeds in this. I can't be bothered. But yeah, we took ages trying to get this deal across the line. So if we lose Kounde, it's kind of our fault, if we're being real about it. Could have had him in last year. Could have had him in this summer. Call it what it is. Like, we let the ball drop. So it is what it is. Exactly what I'm saying, Vic. We disrespected him. We gave him the runaround. And now he's gone to find someone else. Man said we're going to go for Nathan Ake over you. And you're meant to be like one of the biggest defensive prospects in world football. I don't blame him. That's a violation. Tuchel is not entirely convinced about signing Kounde. There are doubts whether the 5'10" defender is tall enough to succeed. That's waffle. The guy's versatile. If that's the case, I don't understand it from Tuchel. The guy's versatile. And I swear he's the same height as Azpilicueta. And we've seen how Azpilicueta's thrived. So I don't understand it. I said carefree, seedy Lewis G. I don't know. Maybe I need to put less berries in this or something. Right. Let's go into this whole thing with Thomas Tuchel. I'll go to Timo Werner last. Fabrizio also reported that Tuchel was furious after the Arsenal game. Tuchel wants at least 3 new players. He wants centre-backs. He wants attackers. Todd Boehly will be in discussions in the next few days. He's happy with Sterling and Koulibaly, but he wants more and he needs more. And I agree with him on all this as well, by the way. We 100% need more, but we know Todd Boehly's operating on a one-in, one-out policy, and we need to sell players as well before we can buy those players, and we already know the situation with that front. With most of our deadwood on overpriced contracts. Also, high valuations of the players as well, like Timo Werner, for an example. I don't know how many players we sell. And then if we don't sell those players, I don't know how many players we buy. Which is why this season is looking so frustrating. Because I don't know who goes out. I don't know who comes in as a replacement. And like we said, if we don't get rid of Deadwood, we're going to be stuck here relying on them for another season. And Tuchel's already said we ain't ready for the new season. We 100% are not ready. So I don't really know what we're going to do with this front. We got to play it by ear. Like, I'd say, well, we already know we need attackers. We already know we need defenders. I think one of the most telling points in this quote as well is that nothing was mentioned about midfielders. And I've already said, I think Tuchel is very happy with our midfield. And I think it'll be very unlikely you see any changes. I think we're just going to be relying on the likes of Gilmore, Gallagher, who else? There's someone else I'm missing. Ampadu as a potential as well. And I'd be surprised if we bring anyone in. I'd love us to just go to Lazio and just start negotiating for Savić. Because we're taking fucking ages on that front. It looks like we're not even interested in the player. But all I'm hearing is the focus is on attack and it's on defence. And versatile defenders so we can play them in wing-back positions as well. So I don't know if we end up getting any midfielders. But I don't know what it's going to take to get rid of these players. We have to lower our valuations on a lot of these players. I don't care if we take losses on them personally. It's better in the long term that we get rid of them and we bring in replacements. Even if it means we don't put as much money into a squad over the next few years, if we get it right now, then there's less work for us to do in the future. Right now is where we have to do the majority of our work. This summer window and the next one. Because there is too many areas of the squad that need to be strengthened. Once you strengthen that area, you would have our squad sorted, the base of our squad sorted, if we do it right for the next 4 to 5 years at the very least. And then all you have to do is fix small areas of the squad every now and then, or bring in players to increase the competition in the squad. Right now is where the bulk of our work needs to be done. So if we make losses on players going out, it should be that deep. Because when we bring in players, we get better as a squad, and that means there's less work for us to do in future transfer windows. We've just been very slow this one. And I understand at the start because we were changing our entire backroom staff and everything like that. That's fine. But everything we've done since now has just been slow. It's been kind of panicked, to be honest. Like, we're going in trying to hijack this Mukiele deal, and we've never been linked with him. Plus, he's a Frenchman going to PSG. Like, he's not going to say no to France for England. We're seeing it with the Kimpembe situation right before our very eyes. He doesn't want to leave France for England either. So, I'm not expecting us to get him. I'm not expecting us to get Kimpembe. I think Vardiol or potentially, what's his name? Skriniar is a potential option for us. But that's it. Other than that, I don't know who we get in for centre-backs. I really don't. Naval Nation 2 says we can't believe any more reports because it ends up being lies. Since then, 2 signings, 2 in over 2 months. There's no one to believe, literally. Again, I'll still say 1 month because we were fixing out our whole backroom staff. Marina was leaving, Czech was leaving, all of that. And our targets changed as a result of it. So, like, I can understand the first month. This month, though, we have been a little bit too slow. We have been a bit slow. What else is everyone saying? Big up yourself as well. Again, that's another 4 lottery tickets for the shirt giveaway. But yeah, the Kounde situation is the one that's looking like everyone's just recycling old news. Other than the stuff I heard from Fabrizio about Chelsea being very close to walking away, everything else has just been recycled news. Like, where are the articles? Let me get them up. I saw stuff on Kounde with him being willing to join Chelsea, being close to agreeing personal terms, Barca in talks with him and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, again, this is all stuff reworded that we already knew. We already knew Kounde was talking to Barcelona as well as Chelsea. We already knew Kounde was leaning to Barcelona more than Chelsea. Anything else is recycled news. I mean, all of that is just the same news over and over again. Chelsea being very close to walking away is the first time I've heard of it. So, like, that actually sounds like it's a bit of a progression on the Kounde timeline. Everything else is just reworded for fun. Apparently, Kounde's shirt was available on the Barca website for a few minutes. I saw that, and if that's the case, it's just a violation. But We are just getting violated by everyone right now. But we did it to ourselves with Kounde. We did it to ourselves. Could have been here a month ago. Even if it was Marina's number one target and not Tuchel's. Tuchel was clearly interested. Otherwise, we wouldn't still be moving for him. So I don't understand why we didn't go for him. Ake would not have been a better option over Kounde. Simple as that. De Ligt you could have a debate about, and that's fair enough. But we still could have gone in for both. That is a lot of questions. Right, we'll go through this one by one. Favorite Chelsea player right now? Probably Thiago Silva. Yeah, Silva. Chelsea player which you hate? Don't even start. Let me just say the whole attack except Sterling and Ziyech and Pulisic. So yeah. Favorite Chelsea game? Munich 2012. Worst Chelsea game? 3-1 when we lost to Spurs at home. Best away experience? Best away experience. Ajax away. That was a madness. Plus I was blazed off my head. Best Chelsea goal ever. Hazard versus Arsenal's my favourite. That's my personal favourite. First time I've ever sat in a ground and just been like, what the fuck have I just watched? Because he left bodies on the ground, literally, figuratively, whatever you want to say. It was a madness. Exactly. Could have been here a year ago. Could have been here a month ago. So to anyone getting pissy about Kounde and the way he's moved with it, no. Look at us. He could have been here time ago. We just spent ages on this deal. Ages. Hazard v West Ham is my second choice. But like Arsenal, that was just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Right. Timo Werner news, because Matt Law's reported he's one of the Chelsea players that wants to leave. He was meant to be involved in the Mukiele deal, but again, I think if we could do that, we could easily do that for Vardiol as well. And Sky Sports Deutschland says, on Friday, we have reported exclusively about the Chelsea relationship with Tuchel and Werner and the possibility of his departure. Still at the early stages, but a return to Leipzig is an option for all parties. We've been told that it would be a long way to go. And for me, like, again, the only issue is wages. I think in terms of a price tag, like Chelsea may value him at close to what we signed him for. But if you really want to get rid of him, you got to be real with yourselves. He ain't worth half that. If we get half of what we bought Timo Werner for, bite their hand off and fucking run. Run. And there's nearly 600 of you guys in here as well. So big up everybody that's locked in. 100 likes. So at least we're over 100. But guys, continue to run it up, please. But yes, Timo Werner, we could potentially put in a swap deal for Vardiol. Or it could end up being a case where we're in a Lukaku situation and we have to loan him. But that's only going to be if the dickhead isn't going to lower his wages. If he wants, I already said, if he wants to leave, lower your wage demands, hand in a transfer request, and leave. And I'm sure it would be easy for us to find a Bundesliga club that would take you. So, if he doesn't want to leave, then it's a financial thing. Like, you got to read between the lines on a lot of these things. It's the same thing with Broja. Everyone's saying Broja wants to leave because of a lack of game time. That's waffle. Because he would get game time over the German Chuckle brothers up front. 100%. The problem is money. And it's the same thing with Werner. If Werner doesn't leave, it's because he wants the money. If Werner doesn't make serious moves to leave, like we've seen Lukaku handle his own departure himself. We've seen Ziyech, he's handling his own departure himself. If Werner isn't doing that, he'd rather take the money. And if you'd rather do that, then don't get pissy if you don't play regularly. Because you're terrible. So it is what it is. Like, I know exactly who I'm picking if it's Werner over Thomas Tuchel. Like, let's not even have the debate. Let's not have the debate. And, okay, if you don't suit Leipzig's system and they don't want him, I don't care. Find another club. I'm sure you'll find a Bundesliga club that need him. Dortmund don't have a striker. Well, they've sold their best striker. I don't know if they've replaced him or not. Bayern have sold their best striker. I'm sure either of them could take a cut price Timo Werner, even on loan for the season, just take him. But the problem also is the problem we just talked about earlier. We need replacements. Can Werner even be allowed to leave without a replacement? I don't know. Broja wants to leave. Ziyech wants to leave. Werner wants to leave. But we need players to come in. We need a player to go out first. And with Timo Werner, no one's reaching his wage demands. With Ziyech, AC Milan are broke. And with Broja, to be honest, we just need to hold Broja in general. So I don't know what the plan is. Like, are we getting a player in first and then selling a player? Or do we need to sell the player first in order to bring one in? And then what happens if one leaves and then the other comes in? Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah, they signed Haller, but Haller's got testicular cancer. Obviously, I hope he recovers and everything like that. But if that means they have to go out for another striker as well, try and push Timo Werner in there. Maybe it means they have to go out and find another striker. I don't know. I don't know how long. I don't even know what the timeline is with Haller. I think he's just had surgery. I haven't got a clue. But there's options. There are options for Werner. It's just players have to come in and players have to come out. Let's see you guys' thoughts in the comment section. SU says we don't have a plan. It's all PR work. It does feel like we're just picking random options, and it is very confusing. But like, I just want to see us actually have direct talks with players. The most I hear is links. But other than Kounde, I don't really know anyone that we're directly linked with right now that we're seriously talking to. Well, we're talking to Kimpembe, but Kimpembe's unlikely. Up front, like, I genuinely don't know who we're interested in right now. The focus just seems to be centre-backs. And that's fine and everything, but we have other areas in the squad that we need to improve on. I've been saying it. Naval Nation, again, big up yourself, saying, I'll take Broja at this point. Fuck it. I'll take the chance. I'll take it. He looks like he can hold his own. Who cares if it's not like we're making signings? Let Kevin go, Salah go, and now look. Compared to Broja, I understand the debate because both never really got given a fair chance. I keep saying, the only time I don't understand the Kevin and Salah debate is when you talk to me about Havertz, because Havertz has been here for 2 years. Broja has barely had game time at the club, so I do want to see him get given a chance. Like, I'm saying, hold him back even if it's against his will. West Ham are pulling out of the Broja deal, but Newcastle are still interested, Everton are still interested. And to me, we need options. So, like, Broja should be getting held back here. Play for the season. If you show any decent amount of quality, you will get a pay rise. Even if at the end of the season you still have 3 years left on your contract, it wouldn't take that long to negotiate. Because you're only on 8k a week. That can easily be upped to, like, I don't know, 40, 50, if you play semi-decent throughout the season. So literally just put your head down, focus on your football, and ball out like we all expect you to. And then you'll get your pay, the money that you want, and you'll be at a bigger club. I don't know why you want to shake your ass for West Ham, Everton, Newcastle. Like, Chelsea aren't sitting here literally offering you game time and the opportunity to show yourself at one of the elite clubs in Europe. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. If Werner balls for Germany under Flick, was Chelsea the problem? No. Like, Werner already waffled about how the system's better for him in Germany than at Chelsea. But it's like, bro, if you're playing Liechtenstein and Israel every other game, I expect you to score more. Even if it is Timo Werner. I still expect you to score more. The point still stands. Point still stands. Too much PR, not enough training. The start of the season will be tough. My thing as well is that we have to bring in other players. As soon as we bring in these other players, we have to integrate them into the squad as well. And I already said on yesterday's stream, one of the biggest issues with the Lukaku transfer was how late we brought him. Even if he was a bum. One of the biggest issues was that we brought him in way too late into the season. But I understand it's not really our fault though as well, because we again changed our backroom staff in June, so we were going to be on the back foot anyway. It's just a lot for Thomas Tuchel to work through. Don't be surprised we start the season slowly. But again, also let's just try not to panic, even though like Tuchel saying that we're not ready is like one of the worst things you want to hear. When's the next Shameless? We're gonna do that tomorrow night. It was meant to be last night, but I can't lie, I was just very tired. I did Lauren's stream, I did my stream. I was also just exhausted. So yeah, but we'll do it tomorrow. Panel, yeah, I need to send the panel the link. 1 second. Let me drop the link in the comment section for them. Cool. Right, I'm gonna send the link out to everybody now. We got over 700 of you guys in here as well. Guys, I have to say, big up everybody. Smash the like and subscribe button. And yeah, just let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments section. Cool. I think that's everybody. Perfect. Oh shit, we got a few more super chats. Big up. How much money do you think Bro's on 8K a week, I think. 8K a week. Which is, again, why I kind of understand him looking for more wages. Because, again, he could get more. But it's like, bro, the better long-term option for you is just keep your mouth shut and play football. Simple as. Super Tommy Tuchel as well. Let me not speak. 1 game already, and he's already bossing out. Naval Nation says we are too quick to release him. We had a bad game, now you're gone. Don't worry, I'll be world-class somewhere else. Let go of Timo for a $5. He's got spaghetti legs, no control. I agree with you on the last part. On we're too quick to release them. I'm guessing you're talking about Broja. Let me know as well in the comments section. But yeah, let me know who you're talking about with that one as well, because I'm very confused. I'm not sure who you're addressing with that one. If that's Broja, it's like you weren't even world class at Southampton. He scored 6 goals throughout the season. Like it weren't shit. Let's be real about it. Big up yourself, Kraut. Just gonna go through. Was that the only other super chat? Yeah, that was. Yes, bro. What are you saying?
Just here, man. You know, just a frustrated Chelsea supporter, much like yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I'm thinking about this Broja thing. Like, he's probably trying to push to get like his contract renegotiated, because you say he's on 8K. There's no way that he's not going to be getting more if he went to West Ham. He's basically on youth wages here, right? And could be playing professionally, you know, like starters minutes at West Ham. So I'm assuming that he's just probably thinking, well, there's probably a better opportunity elsewhere. I can be making more money.
Would he play over Antonio at West Ham? This is Everton. Like, would he play over Calvert-Lewin?
No,
not so sure.
Definitely not.
Newcastle, would he play over Callum Wilson? Not so sure. There's only really an avenue because he's injury prone.
Injuries.
Yeah.
Same with Antonio.
I understand Newcastle at least, but like Chelsea are still bigger than all of them, and even if it's not the same amount of game time, they're offering you game time at an elite club.
Yeah, but it's also the money, the wages too, right? You know,
I get it, but it just screams impatience, because to me, one even decent season and you'd get a pay rise.
Bro, think about it. These careers don't last very long. If somebody's offering me, you know, a pay increase of even, I don't know, 80% of what I'm making right now, I'm probably going to take it. You know, there's no guarantees at Chelsea. You know, like this guy has the opportunity to make money now. You know, like that's what these guys are thinking right now. You know, like we can't always be thinking about the sentimental value of like being a Chelsea player and whatnot. Big club, European club and whatnot. But you just got to look at it another way, man. I think these guys are thinking about their careers very short. Their earning potential not very long. The opportunities to play not.
No, but I understand that. But like, this has only been his first season at the top flight.
No doubt.
So it's like, I get it, but like, I feel like we're talking about him like he's already in his prime. He's nowhere near it.
Teams are already after him, though. Teams are already after him.
Already after him, but like not in. Other than Newcastle, I don't see any of them offering him a starting position.
I mean, who's to say? He didn't have a starting position at Southampton either. You know, like,
even more my point. He didn't even get it there.
Well, here's what I'm saying though. Like, it's probably more of an opportunity there than it would be at Chelsea. You know, that's probably how he's seeing it right now. But regardless, we have bigger fish to fry than Broja, man. To be honest, like, you know, this whole Kounde thing. Like, I'm actually thinking that And it's funny that Andrew just jumped in because we're talking about it in the chat. I'm actually thinking that a lot of what is transpiring right now has a lot to do with what VJ was saying about, the restructuring of wages and stuff like that. Because when you think about it, we were hot on the heels of this guy last year. He wanted to come, personal terms agreed. Then all of a sudden, the restructuring of these deals companies like, oh, wait a minute, I'm going to go to broke Barcelona instead. Like, I'm starting to feel like it might have a factor, it might be playing a factor in players' ability wanting to come play for this club right now. Could be wrong though.
I know, but like, wasn't personal terms agreed between Kounde and Chelsea in the first place?
Was it?
Yeah, personal terms are not an issue. We've
It's
already agreed them. It's not the personal terms. I said what I said in the chat. We missed an own goal. We then waited. He was the previous board's choice, not this board. They went after De Ligt. They went after Ake. They left him hanging, and now he's coming back. And now they've allowed Barcelona in. We could have scored a easy open goal at the start of the summer if we had signed him. But this board and Tuchel didn't have him as their first choice. That's what I believe.
It is slow, Andrew. Yeah, I agree with that.
That's what I believe.
It has been very slow. The last 2 months at least. Like, this is what I was having an argument with Peter the other day about panic buy. Like, can you guarantee that panic buy will come good? Well, we haven't got much choice, have we? Now we're gonna have to what we got now, like 2 weeks left before, and then you got like one game for the Saturday. That's literally the last game of the preseason to literally sort the team out.
I'm already convinced this is going to be a slow start to the year. Like, I'm convinced we're not going to be getting the ground running.
Panic buy is not the thing now. It's getting these, after what he said the other night, it's getting the players out now. Because no matter who you buy in, whatever they feel about the coach, the negativity will spread quicker than positivity. So you need to get them out as soon as possible. And
especially if it's bombs again, like Werner, who is going to be the one.
We've seen this in the past. That's the issue, isn't it? About
the dressing room is closer together than they are with the coach and manager. It's always the same. They've got cliques, they influence others, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I'd get these guys out before even panic buying. I really would, because I think that's more important. I really do. And I think people need to understand what the word rebuild means. Rebuild is a subjective word. You can either do it quickly and it's done incorrectly and you have to rebuild and keep rebuilding, or you might have to take your time, and we might have to take our time. This is eerily similar to when Klopp took over Liverpool with the squad, because I think there's only 2 players in that squad now from when he took over, and that's Henderson and Milner. I might be wrong, but I know those 2 were there from 15, 16. And I just think it's people. Some of this fan base goes, I trust Tuchel. I'm going to back Tuchel. And then as soon as we're running to Ake, I can't believe he's going after Ake. Why do we need Ake for? It'll just flip like that. And it's just, it just proves you're just not going to give him time no matter what. But I think that's what we need. And it might be a slower rebuild than we thought. I've been saying for the last couple of days. Consolidate. We need to consolidate top 4 position, as sad as that sounds, and then build from there. Because I don't think all the signings can be done, because we're still going to probably need more signings next summer if we're being realistic.
Absolutely. I'm thinking this summer we have to just focus on rebuilding that defense.
Yeah.
Just rebuild that defense, and then just hope that we can get the necessary amount of goals up front.
Good luck.
Top 4.
Good fucking luck. Let me go through a few of the super chats. Naval Nation says, the youngsters, they're quick to go. They don't get given chances. It's like had one bad game, you're out the door. I wouldn't be too sure about that, because Chalobah got given chances. Gallagher will be given chances. Gilmore all depends on the talks.
Lewis Broha's got the best.
Broja is literally dealing with Batshuayi, Werner, and Havertz.
Yeah, he's dealing with bums.
How are you not getting game time over those 3 frauds?
No, but it's not even that.
Seriously.
It's not even that. Why aren't you thinking you can get ahead of those guys?
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
you know what? This is the problem. It's not about whether he can get over those guys. It's money. Because that doesn't make sense. How do you look at Timo Werner and Batshuayi and think you're not going to play over them?
But he hasn't done it at Chelsea.
I think I could play over them.
He hasn't done it at Chelsea. That's the problem. When
That's
he
what I'm
does it
saying.
at Chelsea, you get the money.
If he bangs next season, he's gonna get the money that he's after.
Yeah.
Exactly. Broja is
4
all
years
about
left.
money. Guys, stop. I need to keep saying it. I keep emphasizing on these streams. Don't think Broja is leaving for more game time because it makes absolutely no sense. It is money. Nothing else. It's money.
Lewis,
100%.
or there's another thing as well. Or maybe internally at Chelsea, obviously we're not there. Maybe he's heard that Chelsea are trying to sign another centre forward. That could be the reason why. Do you know what I mean?
No, that I could understand as well. But if we were to do that, then
I think
Mishi
it's
wouldn't
money.
be here.
Yeah,
Or Werner wouldn't be. Mishi is only here because we literally have that little options. We're looking at Mishi for another season.
Yeah.
Broja was always going to be the number 2 striker choice, or worse, number 3.
Yeah.
That was it. But he would never be number 4. Because Batshuayi would be gone by then, or Werner would be gone by then. Havertz we're going to keep regardless. Sean Newlands also says, big up, boys. I'm already mentally preparing myself to watch Europa after this season. The team looks so disjointed. We're falling behind other rivals. I don't want to be the guy that says it, but I am getting a few 17-18 vibes from this season.
Yeah,
I'm not saying nothing until the season starts. I don't want to be negative, but
you can't say that with Sterling and Koulibaly.
Yeah, Lewis,
they've been good signings. I just mean because we have so many more signings we need to make.
Lewis,
and also the manager's pissy with the board and everything. He's not happy with the situation going into the season. He said we're not ready. There are a few familiar vibes to it, but go on, Rodrigo. What are you saying?
I was about to say there's a few things that maybe we overlooking this. Our pre-season has been poorly run, poorly planned. This is the worst pre-season I think I've seen in years. We've only played 3 games up to now. We've traveled around the US like tourists. We haven't been like training properly. The players look unfit. And on the Arsenal game, if you watch it again, it's not really Arsenal quality that beat us. It's Arsenal fitness that really beat us.
Absolutely.
For that game. It's not like Arsenal are way better. Arsenal have set the camp in Florida. That's where the camp has been in America. So they've been there for what, 10 days? Or I don't know how long they've been there. But they've played more.
We've been traveling around.
We've been traveling around from
and we're going Universal, fucking theme parks and shit.
Vegas. We haven't even nailed down the roster yet, man. The starting 11. We haven't even seen our starting 11 yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're still seeing 2 different squads. Playing match after match. Arsenal basically went with their preferred lineup that entire match.
And they've played 5 preseason games already. We've only played 3. And they've been in that area for like 10 days. We've been
hold on. They went to Baltimore first, then Orlando.
They're in the same time zone though. They're not moving around very much.
Well, an hour at least. So
yeah. But even still, the more startling aspect of that whole thing with Arsenal is just the comments from Tuchel. He's saying he doesn't even believe the squad's going to be ready at the start of the year.
He told the truth. That's the issue.
No, he's definitely telling the truth, but that has more long-term effects than the actual result against Arsenal. We didn't look good, obviously, but he doesn't even think that we're going to be able to get to the point where we look good at the start of the season. That's alarming.
Mm-hmm. And we're under 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
We said, we have various areas we need to sort. You don't even like half the squad that we have.
And Lewis, guess what? We're going to Everton, that bogey team. I hate Everton so much. You need to get relegated.
Did you know Everton haven't lost an opening day fixture in a decade?
Yeah, and we haven't won a Goodison
Park. Yeah, sorry, guys.
I hate that team.
Thanks, man.
Naval Nation also says the 2 biggest flops that we have are Pulisic and Werner, hands down. Not even debatable. Werner, I 100% understand. Pulisic, not really. Because he's been the only attacker that's been on the field for all 3 goals in the preseason. Scored 1. His movement made the space for Timo's, I guess. Didn't do much for Mason Mount's goal either. But Pulisic's been one of our better forwards in preseason. So I won't say too much on him. But Werner, get rid immediately. I don't even care if no one comes in. We'll be fine. We'll give a youth player some minutes. Worst case scenario, they're the same level as Werner. But we move.
These stories about Werner are now starting to ramp up. It was quiet, and as soon as he came out and said he doesn't like Tuchel criticizing him, which was a joke, right? Like that, and then Tuchel responded to it, and then he mentioned players that wanting to leave. You're suddenly seeing now every day there's some type of one or two.
Matt Law's already said it.
Yeah,
Werner's one of the players that wants to leave with Alonso and Aspi.
But you're starting to see now one or two stories every day, like the Leipzig, whether it's true or not, like the Leipzig stuff today, stuff like that. And I think he's going.
Good riddance.
Not
Yes.
too soon.
Yeah, when the day he leaves, everyone better be bringing a drink to the stream.
Can you find that guy, Lewis?
I don't care what time of day it is.
Lewis, can you find that guy on the opening day last season who said Werner get out of the club? Can you find him and bring him on? I want to celebrate that guy.
I'd love to find him.
I want to celebrate that
The
guy.
poor guy got chased out of Stamford Bridge by
Hero.
enemies of progress.
He's a hero. He should get a statue in the new Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, he needs a lap of appreciation around the bridge
right,
first home game
Hey,
back.
not all heroes wear capes, Lewis. That's what I'm saying.
Damn
Was
right.
it you that posted that, Andrew? Reposted that? I saw that recently.
I said, yeah, this goes for basically the entire most of the squad.
That's rough. That's rough.
You know what's
man.
peak, Fatter? You were like a month away from cashing in on both of those bets. It's so peak.
It's like that at the moment. It's like that.
It's this intense times, man. It's
Last
fucking
week,
intense.
last week it was like in his favour like that.
Yeah.
Because no one was coming in.
And in 1 week, it's just gone all.
Honestly, guys, are you mans actually on this Kounde thing? Because I personally, I kept saying from ages ago, I don't actually rate Kounde highly. I know Chelsea fans keep telling me Kounde is this, Kounde is that. Personally, I wanted us to go for Skriniar, throw the money at Inter Milan. I don't know what maybe am I missing something about this Kounde guy? Is he really that good that we must get it?
Oh yeah, and he's
Yeah.
young as well. Young, versatile, strong aerially, can play in multiple positions. Yes,
aerially?
Kounde was worth it. It's just we've taken
Okay.
long on this.
Because I feel like Skriniar is the best option.
Yeah, but he's not
More
as,
experience.
yeah, definitely more experienced, but he's not as fluid. Like he can't play in multiple systems.
He's going to play. Yeah, he's going to play in one position.
Yeah.
Right centre back. And
Yeah.
right, and in a back two. In a back two, I don't know if I trust Kounde next to another centre back.
Well, Skriniar can play in the back three. He did under Conte, right?
Yeah, and in the back two as well. I can trust Skriniar with Koulibaly as the two centre back.
Oh, that'd be
I don't
lovely,
feel like
yeah.
I don't feel I can trust Kounde as a centre back in a back two. Even
Well,
for
does
France,
play-
he doesn't
does play
even
in the
get
back
into
two,
the
though.
team.
He plays in the back.
To get into that French team, he has to. If he's that exceptionally good that we have to literally go in and fight for this guy, pay £65 million, and he doesn't get to play in that French team, he plays as a right wing back or
Bro,
sometimes as a right back.
That's the world champions, man. Like it's
I
not
mean,
like
no,
it's
I'm
not
saying
like it's just any old team, and he's 22, right?
No,
Like don't
my
forget
thing-
he's just 22.
if he's that good, if he's really, really that guy, and we as Chelsea, we need to go spend £65 million on him, we need to fight Barcelona to the end, then I think it should have been already. Come on, Saliba, William Saliba play as a centre back in a French team. In the same game, Kounde was playing as a right wing back out of position. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something about this guy. I'm not convinced yet. I think Skriniar is a better option, personally.
Yeah, I like Skriniar. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Like he was
Yeah.
one of the center backs I was targeting when I was
Yeah.
but I have nothing against Kounde. I think Kounde is an ideal fit for this club because he can cover two positions as well, right? So
Yeah.
it's not just his center backing, his ability to play as a center back, is the fact that he's very good going forward. He's very good at overlapping. Like he can make those same types of runs that like Rudiger makes getting into the final third, but in the end, he has better decision making. Like he doesn't just run there and just take a 80-yard shot. You know what I mean? He'll go there and like actually look to play in somebody. So I don't know. I hear you. I'm not necessarily married to the idea of just Kounde. Like I just want to see guys come in. If he comes, great. If he doesn't,
get enough. Yeah.
Oh, Louis.
I don't know, man. The media is just playing mind games with us, man, with the Kounde stuff.
So the
They've
rest,
been playing mild games. Oh, what are you saying, bro?
I want to ask the panel something.
Oh, yo, your mic is very muffled. We can barely hear you.
1 second.
No
Let me
worries,
clearly
bro.
now.
Oh, yeah, much better. Much better.
All right. So as it stands, right, the back three is a preferred to Tuchel. But looking at the team and the type of players that we have, Is it sustainable beyond this season or during this season?
Well, Kounde was still not sure about, and it's looking like they were going to walk out of that. So now we're not too sure about the back three because we still need a second one so we can sort out a starting back three. If we get a third one, then there's depth as well in that position. But I don't think that's our biggest worry right now, especially with all the other options that we need to sort out. We need a second centre back, and then we need to address the attacking issues.
Which leads to my next question. So we are playing, all right, last season with a back three.
Yeah.
So we are not creating enough and we're not finishing enough. Why are we not looking at inside forwards if so be the case that satisfy the back three?
Brother, if you look at we tried this back four business, but we don't the issue we have here, even in the Arsenal game, I know we lost 4-0, but if you look at the difference when we revert back to our normal back three, we kind of played all right. I think we need to forget about a back four.
But is that a question? Is that a question though? Because if a team has been playing back three for almost 2 seasons and they just tried a back four with some basically random player just getting into the team that know how certain players play, which you're gonna be you're gonna expect to be better?
We did it
one
last.
That we're more familiar with, right?
Remember the Brentford game we played back four. We played back four a number of games.
With whom in that back four? We had a lot of experienced players in that back four. Yeah, regardless. And the one that we put out, we play a 4-2-2 against Arsenal, a team that we more prepared ahead of us. You comparing Arsenal to Brentford?
No, I'm just saying we did try a back four, but the issue we have here is we don't have the midfield players to accommodate us playing in a back four. To change to a back four, we need to get obviously centre backs and we need to improve our midfield options. Look at the distance between the Jorginho and the two eights. He's just too big.
Because we don't train to play a back four.
Yeah, because
so we're more familiar with the back three. So honestly, if we're gonna go, all right. So looking at it now, long term, all right, I get you guys. Back three. Because I'm okay with either back three or back four. But looking at the players we have in the team now, for a long-term project against a short-term project, what type of players do we have? Do we have players that suit the back four? Or we got players that suit the back three?
Neither.
That's the truth of it right there. Neither. You know, I mean, for me, I hear what you're saying, and I really feel like this is why Tuchel's kind of target players that can play in both systems. He wants guys that are versatile enough to play in both systems, because right now we have a squad that can play back three, but long-term goal, probably not. Like, can we rely on like Jorginho and Kounde long-term? You know, like those two positions.
Exactly.
Change. But that's not the only place though, right? Like if you want to play, and here's the other thing too. Like we talk about 3 at the back, 4 at the back, right? What is the difference really? Like the difference for me is Silva. Right, because Silva is basically the defensive midfielder that you're considering to be your Declan Rice essentially, right? He plays in the exact same role. That's where. So the only thing that's different now is nobody thinks that Jorginho is offensive enough to play in that system right now. We need somebody that's a little bit more offensive and defensively aware. That's essentially what we're saying right now, because
which I agree with. So would you phase out Jorginho and then go for a defensive midfield and then maybe switch a system which is going to benefit the team long term, or you stick with Jorginho in the base with Kovacic and Kounde in a 3-4-3?
I just think we have too many things to address in one window. Like you really have to address one thing at a time. That's why I'm saying just build that defense first and then worry about the rest later. Exactly. Like Jorginho's not that much of a hindrance to our playing style that we need to go and spend millions upon millions of dollars to try to address that one position right now.
Here's the thing with Jorginho. Like Jorginho would be much less of an issue if we had centre mids with end product in terms of key passes and assists. Our problem is that we demand it off Jorginho because our other midfielders don't do it. If we had someone who was able to make those line-breaking passes a lot more consistently, if we had someone who was able to have end products in the final third after driving the ball forward, no one would be demanding assists from Jorginho. But they only ask it because Kante hasn't got that end product, not consistently, and Kovacic doesn't have that end product consistently either.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
then our
reason.
inside forward don't create as much.
Yeah, and there's no creativity, and everyone goes back to Jorginho and demands
Our
it.
our creativity comes from our wing backs. Reece and Ben Chilwell. That's where our creativity comes from. And I find it very funny because Pulisic and Callum, all them guys, Savić, you know, when you look at their numbers, yeah, it's all good, but when you look at the way they play for Chelsea, they're not producing. So
yeah, and to Showtime as well, say Kova and Kante does it way better than Jorginho. Kova and Kante are in the positions to do it more than Jorginho because they are box-to-box midfielders. Jorginho is the deeper line playmaker, which is why I'm saying you would not rely on the deepest player to make those moves if the players who play further forward were doing their job more consistently in the final third. That's the point I'm trying to make. Just let me go through a few of the super chats, please. Naval Nation says, watch how we lose in Italy, watch how we get run ragged. It's going to be sideways, backwards with no shots all second half and 750 passes. I don't even know what to expect from Udinese, bro.
Me either.
Like, I don't know what their preseason's been like, how much traveling they've done either, but that should be the game where you see Chelsea play their strongest 11. So, like, if that's the sort of game that we have, God forbid. Liam Lane also says, do you see the reports we shut down all talks with Barca of Aspi and Alonso deals? Aspi, fair enough, but just give him Alonso anyway. It's like giving someone COVID. Fuck it, like, we'll still be the winners in the outcome anyway. Naval Nation corrected himself there, fair enough. And also says, you know what, it's probably a good thing Kante never came in the USA tour. Could be a saviour in disguise against Everton. Yeah, it keeps him more match fit, which is perfect for him. Maybe it means we could play him a little bit more in the first few weeks of the season. So all for that. That you could be correct on that. That could be a blessing in disguise for the opening weeks of the season. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Lewis, my thing with Jorginho is he doesn't take enough risk.
Yeah, but like, what do you mean by that? In terms of
I
risk?
mean, there are many times where he have the ball and he could play that ball forward, but because he like the ball at his feet, he plays it to somebody so he could get back the ball.
I'm just trying to
Yeah, but Jorginho's all about more retaining possession. He's not there for the key pass to attackers. You don't have him for that. That's meant to be the box-to-box midfielders, but they don't have the end product in those positions. Like Jorginho is a box midfielder. He doesn't drive with the ball forward and then look for a pass. Jorginho's the guy who recycles possession, which is why I'm saying if our box-to-box midfielders were more consistent in their key passing, we wouldn't be demanding it off Jorginho because the other midfielders would be more consistent. Go on, Fata.
Do we actually demanding Jorginho to be a Fabregas?
No,
but he's done that. He's done that, under different managers. Especially Sarri, he has that ball in him. It's that Tuchel doesn't want to play that long ball because it's
see the whole team take extra touches on the ball, and we blame Jorginho. No, it is a clear system.
Yeah,
Tuchel
the system's not made out
that
for that. Yeah, the system's not made for players to wait, us to sit deeper, wait a bit. Because the whole thing is to invite a press. We can really work out of a press. That's why we play like
Pick
that.
up Hollington.
I mean, another team that sits deep and instead of dealing with the press, they just play those balls. They rely on players that can play those balls and have the other team higher up, and then you beat them on some kind of break or the second ball. But we don't need to do that. We have a system that successfully gets into the other opponent's half. With the way we play, you can call it sideways, you can call it whatever you want, but we get into the final third pretty well. No one's going to debate that we do that well. The problem is we don't score, and people throw creativity in there too. We need more creativity, but for me, the biggest problem is we don't score. We get some chances, we get some clear cut chances, and we don't put them in. You can look at all the stats you want, but some of these chances are ridiculous. The ones we've missed, and pick up everyone.
People talk about Chelsea like we're still a counter-attacking team, like we still play with a deep block and everything like that. If we did that, Lukaku would have worked at Chelsea, and Jorginho would be pinging a lot more of those long balls towards the Lukaku towards a Havertz, towards a Lukaku, adding to a Timo Werner.
Begs question,
Because
though,
we
why
will
are
be
we not
playing with
doing
a
that?
deeper block. We play with a high line. So I don't get why people expect Jorginho to be making long balls over the top when there's no space because we play high.
Do you not think that we have better players that are better suited for the counter anyways, though? Like, I think we have players that are better suited for that style of football.
But
You know, like,
I mean,
It's our squad more
especially
suited for it. You could make a debate for that because like Tuchel still hasn't changed the squad to play the way he wants to play. So you could make a debate for that. We could be more suited to counter-attacking football.
We have such a mixed bag at the moment of players, right? We can probably play a whole number of ways. But in terms of the manager we have, and if you see what the most successful teams are doing, and probably the most evolution of football, I mean, the counter-attacking way is kind of what lower teams kind of resorted to, right? And maybe isn't that if you wanted to be a top team, counter-attacking has a lower ceiling, right? And probably the way we're playing, and if we get better at it, we can even be even better. I mean, counter-attacking can only get you so far, and counter-attacking probably just works the best against teams that really push you hard.
Yeah, and also, what? Obviously, we talk about the midfield. So, what has been your impression on Conor Gallagher in a double pivot? In my opinion, I don't think he has it. I don't think he has it in him to play in that double pivot. He goes to the ground too early. Maybe he's too eager. I think I put it down to he wants to impress so much that he's willing to do certain things on a pitch that if it was a Premier League game, he would have easily gotten sent off.
Correct. You're right. He cannot play the pivot.
I think he can with training. I think he can. I mean, Tuchel is good at doing that, but at this moment, if you ask me if I want him in there, no. But I think he can.
No, I think he's going to play in there, but very differently. I think something that's been happening in preseason is that usually our attacking has been both the wing backs and the free forwards. When Conor Gallagher went up, one of the wing backs stayed. So I think that Tuchel saw Gallagher as one of the attackers, but changing up the system a little to accommodate for him. So give him the license to go, but someone else has to compromise for him. So it could be even say Mount and him switch, or one of the wing backs tuck in. I don't know if that was his plan, but that in preseason it was
I saw that
was making way for him.
I saw that in the game.
Yeah, so they were doing it just to accommodate for him, but I don't know if that's a real thing that he wants to do in the games. But it'll be interesting to see because he wants Gallagher to get in there rather than maybe Cover doesn't have permission, or when Kounde plays in there has permission to go all the time up there unless we really need that goal to commit a six-man. But I think Gallagher might have that extra reign to get in there, and someone else might sit back a little bit for him.
What do you say? What are you saying could help the team in a lot of ways? Because that would also have Mount, because Mount probably be one of the extra forward, and he just have Conor Gallagher and Mount right there in and around the box, because those two guys are very, very good in and around the box. So it probably helps the team.
Because a number of times,
yeah, that's where you want him.
Kovacic on the edge of the box. You know when he shoots, he's not going to go in. But if you have Gallagher in that position, there's a chance he must score a few goals when he comes to the edge of the box and take shots.
That's why I said that would be a systematical change right here.
Yeah, I'm just worried about his distribution. I don't know. Maybe I think I put it down to his eagerness to impress. He's not taking time to think. Maybe take the easier pass rather than always looking for this Hollywood long ball switch to play. I think I put it down to him really want to impress Tuchel, but over time maybe he's gonna learn that he doesn't always have to try really, really hard. He can let the ball do the.
I think he's going about it the right way though, because there's a lot of midfielders in front of him right now.
I think
he has to stick out in the manager's mind. Like, he has to be a guy that the manager thinks about. Well, wow, I saw Gallagher, man. He was really stuck in that game. And to be honest, that first 30 minutes of that Arsenal game, he was all over the place, man. Like maybe not really aware, but like he was committed. More so than anyone else on the pitch.
Yep. That's certainly right.
That's one thing in the game. They didn't show up against Arsenal, just like last season. The second leg, they didn't show up.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah.
Alex.
It's Alex.
Oh.
How dare you talking about Jorginho? What else?
Oh, your ears were ringing, eh?
What you said, Alex?
Let me
We
get on
said
my,
it 2 minutes.
That's 'cause
We
we're
hit the
talking
line.
sensibly. That's why you didn't get involved.
let me get on my.
I didn't wanna come in.
phone.
So stay outside and wait your turn then.
I didn't wanna. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
No,
we can hear
No,
you.
we can't.
Hello?
Repeat yourself.
I don't think you can hear us.
I don't wanna be like what's his name? Who is that talking in the background?
You.
You, bro.
That you're in the drive-through, Alex. They're
Alright.
waiting for your order.
Yeah.
Give
I'm
you
driving
order.
to the beach and I didn't want to come in. But I can hear you talking nonsense about Jorginho. And it drives me crazy because
You should have
I
told us. We
understand
don't want
what
you to have
you're
any
saying.
accidents in that.
Hold on a second. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to explain why. You saying why Jorginho is not passing if he can pass, right? If
What?
he can pass, why does he not pass it? Forward, ball forward. Why
What do you
Jorginho
mean?
does not? What do you mean? Why is the reason Jorginho does not pass the ball forward if he can? Like you're saying that he can.
I see him make forward passes in game. I think people really overhype the fact that it's all sideways and backwards when it's really not. It's some sideways, some forwards.
I wouldn't pass
It's
forward.
it's always sideways. And somebody,
It's not always sideways. It's not always sideways.
it is always sideways.
It's
Right?
not always sideways.
Okay, 99%. You prove me. 1% he doesn't. He passes forward.
Aye.
That's not the point.
Remember who you are going against, Lewis. Yeah.
My point is, if he passes only long way for a reason, because Tuchel does not orders him. So why does Tuchel orders him not to pass it?
Orders who? Him? Because I've said it's the whole team that takes too many chances. One set. Chelsea Blue, too much background noise.
I'm saying why Tuchel system does not Jorginho play forward?
Because we've squeezed the pitch.
Why doesn't the majority of the team do it then? If we're going to say it's Jorginho,
No, why? What's his name? Why Thiago Silva can? One Rudiger can.
Thiago Silva sprays it more to the wing backs from what I usually see. And I can say Jorginho does it as well, but he's usually closer to one of them, so he doesn't have to spray it. He just passes it.
I guess we see a different game because I don't see those passes go to the wing backs or anybody.
I see Jorginho make forward passes into the inside forwards a lot. It's just they don't do anything with it.
Because you squeeze.
It's mainly Mount that he links up with. Or
yeah, I see Jorginho into Mount on the right-hand side a lot.
But he drops deep.
I mean, Lewis, it makes sense, doesn't it? The pitch, how big is the football pitch? 100 meters? Maybe more? Oh, sorry. I'll be 100.
100? Nah.
Let's say it's 200 meters, right? And then when we play a high line, so everyone has pushed up. So there's not a lot of distance for you to play those long balls. You're gonna go out of play. I mean, it's logical, isn't it?
Look. Rodriguez, you can play long balls. People have played long balls before too. There's a risk with long balls. They're not. I mean, if you're going to play, if you're going to
there's a lot less space to deal with when you're playing the high line.
We're squeezed up. We obviously in transition.
When you play a deep block, there's more space to push the ball forward into with one pass, because you're playing deeper. There's more space for the attackers to run into.
No, but your system can accommodate it, Lewis. Like if you keep if you're going to play long balls, you have to have at least another midfielder. You keep the ball deep, and then you try catch a team when they're trying to get the ball with you, when they commit. Now, if a team doesn't want to commit, then you get a free ride to the halfway.
Deep defensive line.
Yeah, it's a whole system.
With a high defensive line.
Exactly. So that's why.
So that's why Jorginho doesn't make those long passes that everyone keeps wanking off about.
I can find some middle ground where sometimes there is the opportunity to make that pass, right? But and it doesn't, right? But like I said, I think that's why they've been drilled to play a certain way, and not to look for those passes and to look for closer, because someone like Mount is dropping deep. He's not waiting for that ball, and that's where you saw Lukaku was always waiting for that ball. He never came drop deep, even when that game with 7 touches. Any player with 7 touches, come get the ball.
Give me a second, I explain. For example, when one trumpets back, that means that somebody goes into his position and he opens wide. What happens is when Mount drops into the middle, James is going to the corner. That's the open space that we're looking for. And don't tell me that Jorginho does that. The only person that does it is Rudiger and Thiago Silva. Christensen did it. The reason why he doesn't, because he can't. And for the person who said that how big is the field, there's 100 meter, and every time you're gonna hit, the ball is gonna go over the goalkeeper on our side. Name me the player that can actually hit one time and cross the whole field. That player does not exist. As much as you want to say that a football player can overhit the whole field, nobody can't. I can tell you that you never kicked a football in your life.
Well, hold on, Alex. I know what you're talking about, and it's dropping the line deeper then, right? So there's more room for people to run in behind and more space to play the ball, right? Because if we're pressed up in that final third like we always are, there's not a lot of room there. There's not a lot of room to
that's not the position I'm talking about. When we drop and going on the wide, it's usually the quick ball in transition when we just receive the ball and we need to spread it forward. But no, we recycle it and we're waiting for their defense to resettle.
Okay, so you're saying specifically when we're in transition, we should be looking for that long ball.
Exactly. Yes, when on the counter attack. When did the last time we scored? We scored a counter goal.
Well, we don't often play on the counter. That's the thing, though. We're in possession.
No. I understand that we're not playing on the counter, but for example, we have situations when we play from the corner kick and we get the quick possession after the corner kick. We can go there, but the problem is we do not spread the ball wide quick.
Yeah, but that's not always true with Jorginho, though, because it's not as if Jorginho gets on the ball every time we break, right?
And even if it's not, then when I'm not saying only in the counter, I'm saying when Jorginho recycles the ball between Rudiger and Thiago Silva, for example, right over there, where's the other players located? Up top. They try to be open, but the reason why they're recycling because they got orders to actually don't do it, and I agree with you that. But the reason why he gets the orders not to do those balls, it is because what's his name, Jorginho, we are conceding goals in transition. That's why. Remember what Tuchel said the first interview when he watched Chelsea play. He said Chelsea was bad when conceding the goals when they're running back in transition, and we still score conceding those goals. That's why the reason why we don't go for those long balls is still because I'm not saying I'm not saying that we should go for those balls because of Jorginho, but I'm blaming Jorginho because we're not going for those balls because of him too. Because in transition, even if he did it, he's the still weakest link in transition in defense.
Fair enough.
In defensive transition, I understand the questions about Jorginho because I can see the weaknesses there too as well.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you can
defensive transition.
You can defend him. You can
talking about long passes and stuff.
Yes, that's not only thing. You defending him because he's good. You think that we blaming Jorginho for not going for the long balls, but no. We're not only blaming him for that. We're also blaming him because the reason why he's not doing those is because of the orders from Tuchel, and the orders, the reason is still him.
My thing was people blaming Jorginho for lack of creativity from the midfield.
Yeah,
and I was saying if the box-to-box midfielders had better final balls, we wouldn't be asking for as much from Jorginho because he's the deepest midfielder out of him, Kante, or Kovacic.
Who's the best? Whatever position the deepest playmaker in the Wolves used to be playing. Name me players the best deep midfield.
Right now?
Not right now. Over the history, whatever.
Pirlo, I'll say.
Thank you. You name the best, the GOAT out of that position. And guess what was
Yeah,
the
we're
prime
gonna say
example of
Jorginho beat
Pirlo?
Pirlo. Pirlo's clear. Like
A lot of people had the same complaints for
Come on, dog.
Yeah, a lot of people had the same complaints from Pirlo that they have for Jorginho. Can't defend, can only
Transition?
pass.
No. Exactly.
Little weak.
I'm not saying, like, for example, Jorginho, when Jorginho does those passes, sideways, but when you do that, you put the offense into sleep, and then you quickly, what Pirlo can do is quickly switch the ball one time without the possession, one time across the field, and it's it. And the ball is indifferent. All of a sudden, it's a really good opportunity for the other team to score.
I'm not having this, man. I'm not having this conversation. We're not going to compare Jorginho to Pirlo and then kill him because he's not Pirlo. Like, seriously.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's what you're supposed to look for. I'm not saying
Pirlo can have free kicks. Jorginho can have penalties, and we'll be 1-1.
Couchy's better than Pirlo. He won the European Cup and the.
I'm not comparing him to Pirlo.
He's better than Pirlo.
I'm in the car full of kids. I'm trying to be polite.
Swear, go on. Swear.
That's so, he's about to ruin Alonso if you piss him off.
What I'm saying is, it's not. Just don't say that I'm comparing him to Pirlo. I'm not comparing him to Pirlo. I want this position to be.
Alex, this is the best time to cross you.
How many teams are in the league that have a Pirlo like or a player that does what you want from Jorginho and are doing well in this league? How many?
Thiago do it in this league right now. What's his name? Does at Manchester City, the deepest midfielder. He does that. But yeah, Roger switches on the wide real quick.
Yeah, he's all right.
I'm not saying he's doing it like Pirlo. Again, I just get the point of Pirlo just to give you an example. I'm not comparing them.
They only do it if you press them. They're ready to let that unleash.
Because I see a lot of Thiago.
But besides that, they do a lot of sideways passes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I see a lot of sideways.
That whole team does sideways passes. No one complains because they're winning. No one will say anything if we're winning. We're doing all right with it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we have every team playing, but out of 3 of the midfields, none of them are good in the final third. No Jorginho, no what's his name? No Kovacic, and no Kounde. That's why,
Alex. That's why I think Gallagher might actually hold that Kovacic spot.
Exactly. That's my point. And this is what I wanted to be a midfield to be doing. If anybody watched the first game of when Mount was playing in the midfield, those passes, one-time passes, he got the ball from the defense and he just winging one time without looking all the way across the field to JFK. That's the deep line playmaker supposed to do. That's how what his name? Trent, he switches. He's not even looking. He switches. He knows where the winger is.
Yeah, that's the same way Ruben Neves play for Wolves. He always try to switch the balls. That's what he does.
You know, it's funny. I actually think that Chelsea, the wrinkle we're going to see in our setup this year, it's not going to be 4 at the back. We're going to still play the 3 at the back, but I think we're going to be playing with a number 10 a lot more and two strikers up top.
Yeah.
Well, ideally, I think what's going to happen is you're going to see Mount play that number 10 role with Gallagher, and you're going to have, obviously, Jorginho, Kovacic, Kounde, one of those 3, or 2 of those 3 play in that number 6 role. But that's sort of like number 8, number 10 role is going to be Gallagher and or Ruben Loftus-Cheek and or what's his name there, Mason Mount. I don't think that we're going to stay with the 3 attackers anymore.
Like
if we're not signing anybody, yeah, but I don't know. I don't think Mount is good at 10. I don't think Mount is good at 10. Gallagher is better at 10.
He's number 8, though, right? So he can make
He's
up the
great
midfield
at number
3.
8. Yeah.
Right. So if you play him, what we saw the other day is we played like the 2 6s and then one guy in front of him, right? It looked like Mount was playing more of a number 10, even though Tuchel called it a 4-4 or 4-4-2. I don't know. It looked to me like he's playing more in an advance of Gallagher and Jorginho, to me. And am I wrong? Is that not what you guys said?
No, I think Sterling was playing more in number 10 than anybody else in that game.
So where was Mount playing?
Mount was all over the place. Tell you the truth, I couldn't figure it out where Mount was playing.
We had a base of 2 at the base, right? The
Yeah.
base was Gallagher and Jorginho, right? And
It
then,
looked like 4-2-2-2, but Tuchel said it was 4-3-3. But I
no,
don't
he
think
actually
he
said
can
it was
know.
4-2-2-2.
4-4-2. Yeah.
Oh, he said 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so for me, I feel like the base is going to be very similar to what we've had before, the two sixes. But I think in advance of that, we're going to see either number 8 or number 6, or number 8 or number 10, however you want to classify it.
You think Tuchel was hallucinating because of the heat? He didn't know he's on form.
Because that looked nothing
I
like
don't think it's the heat. I think it's the actual physical person makes them that.
And it doesn't even look like a 4-3-3 either. Because we have no way.
I think it's Timo Werner. I think Timo Werner has
4, and that's it. That's it. 4 at the back.
Yep, that's a 4. That's a 4 at the back. That's all I could recognize. I could recognize a midfield, who's up top. Everybody's all over the place.
Yeah, bad. Trust me.
I think it's Werner that one that. I mean, I've never seen a player like that to make an actual. Nobody was on him, and he makes first touch, and it goes out of bounds. I mean, it was just it's just there. I can't believe I actually defended
where
the guy.
I gave up is when Sarr passed the ball, but because Werner couldn't be bothered to run to jog back to catch up with the ball, he let the ball go out for throwing. That was
a corner flag.
By the way, whoever was talking about Skriniar versus Kounde, I will take Skriniar over Kounde any day.
Yes, Sam. That's what I was saying. I was questioning here. What is? Maybe I'm missing something. What is Kounde that good that we have to break the bank to get him when we can pay maybe similar money? And
Skriniar will be more expensive if that's the thing. But people keep saying he's 22 and versatile. That's like.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's
it's the same people that saying that when defenders become better defenders at the end of a career. So how long we're supposed to wait for the Kounde to become a better defender?
And then I said, in France, where Saliba plays as a centre back, he's forced to play out of position. So is Saliba better than him that he can't force himself in that French team and play?
By the way, whoever coach said that it's a World Cup team. By the way, he wasn't in that World Cup team, coach.
Yeah, I was referring to the National League game that just happened in June, where I saw Saliba playing as a centre back, and I saw Kounde being forced to play out of position as a right wing back, and he wasn't really that impressive in that position anyway. Like I think it was a Denmark game I watched that, and then a few more games after that. I don't know. I think if people are convinced that he's that guy, is the dude for Chelsea, then fair enough. Maybe I'm missing a trick here.
It's too late. We're gonna lose him. We're gonna lose him to Barca. It's too late.
Maybe it will force us to go to Skriniar if we lose.
Which is better. Which is the same thing. Like I didn't want De Ligt, I wanted Koulibaly, and then we got Koulibaly, better option. So
same thing. I wanted Koulibaly, and I didn't think Skriniar was on the market. So
yeah,
I still don't think Skriniar is on the market.
Yeah.
Have we tried for Skriniar before? Was it under Conte or Mourinho?
I don't know. I think we tried with the Lukaku, trying to put him in the Lukaku deal, but I think Inter Milan are probably looking for just cash straight if they have to sell him. I mean, he doesn't.
Broke. I think they need like 200 million or something like that.
Yeah, I heard that owner lost in court as well. So
yeah, he lost in court.
You could test him. You could test him financially.
We should go all out for Skriniar.
We can get Skriniar. It might cost a bit though, but it can happen.
Yeah. Yeah, 200 million.
Justice put a tweet in the chat saying, yeah, Inter Milan are asking to 65 million pounds for Skriniar.
Oh yeah, I think it's worth.
That's not far off.
Yeah, 60-65. That's a good bargain. I mean, Skriniar has experience and stuff. Good defender, very good defender.
Because what I'm worried about Kounde is, fair enough, you guys say he's good in the air, but the way La Liga team play, they don't really focus more on long balls to their forward. They play more on the ground. The old time, they have like 1 or 2 times where you have a team that'll cross the ball in. Fair enough, you can win those headers. But when you play against a team like Brentford, where the game plan is to constantly play the ball to the back post, because you have tall fullbacks that run in the back post, and he has to defend against those fullbacks. I think we're gonna have a lot of issues because people will target him. That's what they'll look at Chelsea. What's the weakness? Oh, Kounde, 5'10", right?
I think we're reading too much on the Kounde thing.
Yeah.
I think we're reading too much on it. I mean, I don't even want to discuss this. We already lost him. So
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah,
forget about him.
I think he's going to Barcelona anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The only reason why I think we're going over Kounde over Skriniar because Skriniar is more type of player like Koulibaly. So, for example, you can't have two type of defenders because it's like John Terry and Cavalier. One has to be playable defender. One has to be like a fitting good in the air defender. So I think that's the reason why we're going for Kounde over Skriniar.
Yeah,
Because
and
Skriniar is too resemblant of Koulibaly.
can he do those overlap run as a right centre back? Because if we play in a back three, maybe that's what I can see where Kounde probably has that. Because he's a right back, he can play as right back.
Kounde cannot play in the middle of three, but Skriniar can.
Kounde can't play in the back three?
Kounde can. I'm saying Skriniar, if Skriniar can play in three, he should be in the middle. Because he's not that playable.
What is the right centre back at Inter though?
He played at right centre back with Conte.
Yeah, I'm sure. I heard he played right centre back.
Yeah, but the question is, does he overlap? You know what?
No, I know what you're saying, but maybe you don't need both to overlap.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
If Koulibaly's doing it, right?
That's why you need Kimpembe on the left. Hopefully, we get him. He can do the overlapping on the left, and then that you almost play as a back two. You keep Skriniar and Koulibaly as your two defenders, and then you let the other guy push up.
That would be beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. If you're gonna get the Skriniar, you should get Skriniar in the middle, but you're still gonna need somebody on the right that can overlap, that playable defender that can actually make a run and overlap.
I think that we got quite a few good
That's
defenders.
why we are going after Ake. That's why we're going after Ake, because Ake could have done that.
Yeah.
I felt like Koulibaly can play in the middle too.
Yeah, he's actually
all over,
Koulibaly
any position.
Koulibaly.
Didn't he play in the middle? Didn't he play in the middle when we went to three at the back?
Yeah, he did, and he was very good.
It's quite interesting that Colwell was put in the middle in his first game.
Yeah.
Emerson's been playing left, so I mean I can see Emerson staying now for depth.
Emerson was quite good in the left centre back.
Yeah.
I mean, if Emerson can be left wing back and left centre back, then
Emerson
then
quietly had a
stays.
very good pre-season.
Yeah,
he's a deception.
People just haven't spoken on it. He's been very impressive.
Just like Ross Barkley did in pre-season.
I'm pretty sure he's.
Let's not call everybody Barkley.
Just saying pre-season.
But it's pre-season though. You remember Ziyech last season?
Yeah, but
he
it's
had a great pre-season. You guys remember Ziyech
It's not
last
that.
season?
If he had a good pre-season, right, and in positions that you didn't think he'll play, especially in positions we very much need at the moment, I feel he stays. That's a pre-season that shows that he can cover for left centre back and left wing back. That makes him more value, and he stays.
If you have an opportunity to sell, let him
Just
sell
shows
him,
nobody
sell him,
wants
man.
him.
Sell him, please, because we have too many left backs. We still have Alonso, guys. Remember, we still have Alonso.
Alonso needs to go first before Emerson, I would say.
I mean,
here's the paranoia
how about
coming
all?
in. Here's the paranoia coming in.
How about all? Sell all.
Oh yeah, and have no left wing back depth. Great, perfect.
We need left wing back, man.
Don't forget we have Kennedy too.
Kennedy play more right wing back.
Then
Mr. Kennedy.
don't forget in England we have how do you call it? Baba Rahman too.
No, but
we are deep shit, guys. We are in trouble.
The reason why he's back there is because he's not being considered.
I have never heard. Actually, I have heard, but like, what a list of
shitter
myths.
than the other.
Exactly, man.
Each one's more myth than the next.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
This one you couldn't get any worse. Somebody mentioned Kennedy and then Baba Rahman.
Yep.
Half our defense are left back.
Low key,
If I have to keep any of them, I'm keeping Emerson and Kennedy, and the rest can dip.
Low key, Kennedy's have a pretty good preseason playing.
Yeah,
on the
like,
right.
I keep him based off that. Like, he's played well consistently through preseason.
No.
Well, we're not getting wing
What are your
back yet.
alternatives?
We're
What
not
are your
bringing
alternatives?
wing back.
That is the problem.
Okay,
right
okay.
there.
This is wait. This is my reason. This is my reasoning. We are struggling to get rid of players. If anybody plays for
I
Emerson,
agree, but we
let
are
him
not
go.
getting wing back.
We're not
yet.
struggling to get rid of players. We're struggling to bring in players,
Then
so
no
we
one-
even have the opportunity
Who-
to get
yes,
rid of
we are
players.
struggling to get rid of players. That's
took
why
30
not many
players
have
to the
left.
US. 30 players, and
Who's
some
left
are in
apart
England.
from Lukaku? Of course, we're struggling to get rid of players. Who
Of
said we're
course.
struggling? Who said we're not struggling to get rid of players? Who have we got rid of? Apart from Lukaku.
We're struggling to bring in players, is what I said.
No,
No,
we're struggling to get rid of
Because we
players.
can't get rid of players,
you said
and
we're
players
not
have to
struggling to get rid
leave
of
for
players.
players to come in.
Yeah, so
took
Tuchel
30
came out
players
said
to the
already
US.
players want to leave, right?
I
Yeah.
don't
And there's
cons-
probably deals going on already, like lined up, and they're like, "Look, let us bring a player in, and
We
then
have
we'll
been
let you
saying
leave."
that for declared.
What
We have been
deals
saying that for
lined up?
weeks. They're still here. We've been saying that for weeks. They're
Th-
still
see,
here.
Emerson-
For example,
Emerson,
maybe that Ziyech one was lined up with Milan for Rafinha.
Oh,
If
God.
Rafinha came in, Ziyech was straight away going to leave. So I think some of these deals are
You are
already
talking
lined
about
up.
Hypotheticals. We still have Ziyech in here. He played.
You're talking about. What are you talking about?
I said.
If
Tuchel
I'm talking
took
about hypotheticals, are you talking gospel?
He's
We all don't know
talking
shit
about
here. You know that.
paranoia
Yeah.
again.
Declared.
He's
Declared.
paranoia again.
Tuchel took
His
30
paranoia
players
is
to the US.
real, but
Okay,
for anyone
okay.
else, it's hypotheticals.
Okay. Tuchel
That's
took
a bad
30
deal.
players to the US, right? 30 players to the US. Tuchel took 30 players to the US, and he left 3 in England. 33 players. You said we are
Because
we
they're
are struggling.
vaccinated.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We are struggling to get rid of players. They're still here. Nobody moved out except Lukaku and Saul. I mean, Saul is alone.
I don't think we are rigid
And
enough in
Drinkwater.
trying to get rid of those players, though. Because if we were, a lot of them would have left already.
I
None
think
of those
there's
wages,
a
man.
few players that have said they want to leave.
True, but they're still here though.
Prove it then.
And
Do
why
what
include them in the preseason?
Do
You
what
shouldn't have.
Lukaku did. Do what
Because you
Lukaku
got to make
did
up the
and take a
numbers
pay
still.
cut.
Wait, but do you think so? So do you think what Tuchel said he kind of lied or made it up?
No,
When
he
said
didn't
some
lie.
players are waiting to leave.
There are players that want to leave, but they're still here. So
Yeah, but they're
still
not
here.
willing. They're not willing to take a pay cut and push it through like Lukaku did. That's what. They're
Oh,
not
you
willing
mean they're
to
not
do.
committed as much, but they want to
They're not
leave.
committed to leave as much by not taking a pay cut because no one's going to
But
pay
maybe-
these players on their Premier League rates. 'cause they're
But
not
maybe
good
they
enough.
are. But we
Maybe-
need
but
need to fill in their spots. So we need to replace them
No,
with someone.
the
And
reason
instead of having
I
no
think-
one, instead of having no player there, right, in those positions, we don't want to be left with start the season with no player there. So we have to get another player in before we replace them,
But
or
declare-
vice
at least-
versa.
having
Something
no
has to be lined
player-
up.
Having no player there or these players there is essentially the same thing because they're not
No, it's
needed
not.
or wanted at this club. Okay,
Exactly.
They're shit.
No, I don't.
They're
Okay,
shit and
I agree,
their
Andrew. I don't think it's
negativity-
that extreme though.
Their shit and their negativity will ruin this team before it's even started.
the dressing room.
I agree with
That's
that.
what-
Now,
That's why I think Tuchel should have just name the players. Hey, you're not part of the plans going forward because he clearly said it's going to be a rebuild. And if so be the case, then a lot of players is not going to be
Sort
wanted at
yourself
Chelsea.
out.
So just put them on the list. You're not. We don't want you
sort
going
yourself
forward.
out,
Find
Why-
a club.
Listen,
That's
sort
Why-
yourself out. You're
big
not
to
going to
say
get
that.
paid. You're not going to get paid anywhere near what you're getting paid here. You're going to have to face reality on that. No one's going to pay you 250 odd grand a week for your performances over 2 years, or 150 or 100 grand. You're going to have to rebuild your career somewhere else. That's what you're going to have to do.
Look, Andrew, I agree with you, but not every player is Timo Werner. Some of them
No,
are
no,
actually
it's
not
not-
on the low
It's
wages.
not even that.
Some of
I'm
them I
talking
actually
about
can.
him, Kepa, Ziyech, who else? Barkley.
Barkley's got 1 year left, really. Like,
That's
I don't
why-
think-
Rahman,
That's why.
95 grand. Bakayoko.
Bakayoko's
God
gone.
damn it.
Bakayoko's gone.
I
He's
think
not
the
gone.
low.
He's got 2 years left.
No, he's gone to Marseille. What?
Yeah,
is
but
he-
No, he's
so-
not. There's nothing that's been agreed about that. That was rumour.
What? He's negotiating there. You know,
Again,
Bakayoko
rumour.
turned up to AC Milan training. They told
Negotiation,
him,
that's a
"You know-
rumour.
You know
No
what?
one's come out with
It's
that.
funny that you believe some rumors, but you are try not to believe in
No,
others.
he said there's no announcement. That's what he's saying.
There's
He said
nothing,
that-
Alex, I saw that about a week and a half ago. There's been nothing since.
Same thing
So
about
you
us
think
three
we're gonna
and
keep
Alonso.
him in the first team?
No, the problem is they're hanging around like a bad smell. And the
Well,
problem
we're gonna
is,
be bad smell in the training ground
but
for
the
the
problem
youth.
is
Like
this happened.
drink
Remember,
water.
remember when Frank got rid of Alonso after West Brom, right? Alonso's got a lot of friends in that dressing room. Don't tell me that didn't affect them and that started a build up of them turning on him.
But
What
that
happened
was
with
the
this manager?
first team. That was the first team. That was.
But Alex,
Come on,
there's no
don't be
doubt.
paranoid.
Alex, there's no.
There's been an
I don't-
attitude problem at
they've
Chelsea
got
for years.
friendships in this squad still. It could happen. You can't
No, it's
dismiss
not.
it.
Wait. Let me give you an example. Even
Why did
forget
not
about
have with drink water? Why
Alex,
didn't you have
Alex.
this with drink water?
It expired. But Alex, let me give you an example. Alonso did the same thing to Tuchel. Forget Lampard. He did the same thing to Tuchel against Wolves halftime. Remember? He did the same thing.
Oh yeah, I recall that.
That's what I'm saying, and he's still here. Isn't that a problem?
How do you know? Maybe he came and apologized personally to him.
It don't matter.
It does matter.
Get him out. The guy played 28 games in the Premier League last season. That's a big problem. Get him
Yeah,
out.
big problem. If Chilwell was injured for the rest of the season, and only one is Alonso, and Alonso is not playing, who are you gonna play there?
We have Kennedy.
We will not be in the Championship League, and Kennedy.
We have how do you call him? Baba Rahman. We have what's the other one?
Was he with the Chelsea last season?
Half of our defense are left backs.
Look
And none of them are good.
Listen to me, you paranoid. Was Bamarama at the Chelsea last season?
No,
But we
he's
had
at
Kennedy.
Reading.
I'm talking about
I
now, by the
forgot
way.
Babarama was even at the club.
I'm talking about
I
now,
don't
by the
even
way.
know how that name keeps coming up. Like just
Yeah, I don't know why
this
he
guy's
keeps
not
mentioning
playing
Babarama.
football.
Yeah, he's not even in the preseason squad.
Yeah, it's not
Because
even
he's not vaccinated. They left him in England.
no, it's
You
not even
actually think that he's in the plan?
He's not vaccinated.
He's in
He's
our
not even in
groups.
the Chelsea. He's on loan.
Yeah, it's not a Cobham. It's not even around. Like,
Okay, where is he now?
we don't know.
He's in our books.
Yeah, you shouldn't even bring up his name. He's not going to be in the team. He's probably not even at the ground.
He's probably in
They
your
probably-
backyard.
He probably got turned around at the security gate. They didn't even let him in.
It's like we're trying to find Baba Rahman around the world.
He's
Whatever.
the same thing with Bakayoko. You know, Bakayoko turned up to AC Milan training. They told him, well,
Can,
you know
can
what?
this paranoia guy please tell me he's a team that he wants to be? Please name team that you wanna from the all the players that we have. Please name the team.
Yo,
Yeah.
who's that?
What was that?
I don't know. But Alex was saying, name the players in the squad that you want to see stay at Chelsea. I think.
Oh my God.
Short
Okay,
list.
I'll tell you this, right? Before preseason, right? Before they came to the US, right? I was thinking Tuchel was gonna bring like 20 players, right?
Just name me the team, please, and
wait.
don't give me the previews.
Wait. I thought Tuchel was gonna bring 20 players, and because the board promised they're gonna sign like 5 or 6 players, whatever. I thought he was gonna bring 20 players, and when those players, when they sign those players, they will join Tuchel, and he's gonna have like 25 players. I forgot about all these loanees that were supposed to come back. I totally forgot about that. And now that they're here,
Just it's a don't give me your team. I don't.
okay, you give me your team.
Run for
Bro, just
run
say
for
the
politician.
names.
Run
Names.
for politician because you good at it.
I'm struggling to come for names. Let's start. Mendy.
You're not
Okay,
names.
names.
Just
Let's start.
names.
Let's start. Mendy, James, Kurubari, Thiago Silva, Chilwell, Jorginho Kante Kovacic. I don't want to. I'm going to the forwards, Lord. The forwards, I would keep everybody except Werner. Shaw. I don't want to keep Shaw. And that's it. That's about it. I'm sorry. I don't trust the rest.
And I
He
guess
named the 8 players. So good luck signing another 16.
In an ideal world,
You
I'll
need to
have only
sign
those 8.
16 players.
That's what I'm saying. We have a crap squad.
Needs
Alex.
16 players, so he's
Alex,
less
we have a
paranoid.
crap squad, Alex. Believe it or not, that's what I'm saying. I don't trust the rest. We are in trouble, guys. Our squad is bad. I don't trust. Okay, you name your squad.
Is there
Alex.
anyone on the market you trust as well?
No.
No, there's no point.
I'm just
There's
saying.
no point signing in players you don't trust.
No, it's not practical to get rid of all these players. I know that it's not practical. It's not gonna happen, right?
Okay,
I'm
so
saying-
you're gonna
but
make
that's why I
you gotta
understand
cut that
what
list in
you're
half
saying
now.
In terms of next season, could potentially be worse than people expect.
Exactly. I tempered my expectation a long time ago when they came back. When I saw the squad, the US.
Well, when we won the
top-
Champions League, what was your expectations?
When we wanted to, okay, so you still riding
Last
that
season,
Champions League? That was like 15 months ago. You still riding on that? You
No.
still riding on that
No,
Champions League?
last season, what was your expectation?
Oh, last week, what was my expectation?
Yeah, before last season, yeah.
We were fighting for top 4. That's what I expected, and that's what we got.
So
But
even
for-
after we won that, yeah, we got Lukaku. You thought
He
still
did not
top
watch
4.
the preseason last season because Chelsea was not in US, so he does not know which players went not preseason.
What is he talking about?
I don't know
It
either.
is innocent TV. What are you talking about?
No, I'm
Yeah,
saying
last
you're
season,
paranoid
Chelsea
because you paranoid because you know how many players went on a preseason this season, but you don't know how many players went on a preseason last season.
We had more.
But we had more exactly.
But
You know,
but the difference last season
I was
was
confused.
no.
It's like
The difference
we
last
had
season
200
was we
players.
found loans for all those players, but this season we did not. They're here, and we stopping them.
No, but okay. Last, do you know when is the last player to leave from Chelsea on loan? Do you know roughly?
Yeah,
when,
Lukaku 3 weeks ago.
No.
Oh, take care, bro. Big up. Love couch.
We had a lot of players coming back from the loans. I'm asking, do you know when the last player to leave from that crop of players and I went on loan? Because he's saying he's worried that these players are not gone yet, but the window hasn't closed yet, and they will.
Okay, so I'm talking about at the moment. I know the window.
Yeah, they will go.
I'm
Don't
talking
worry.
about
Don't
at
worry.
the moment. Okay,
Don't
there
worry.
you go.
On the-
Okay, we have been
on the-
hearing that. We have been hearing that for the past 2 weeks.
Don't tell him, don't worry.
Aspe is gonna
There's
go.
a reason why I call him paranoid.
Alonso is leaving. Ziyech is leaving. Werner is leaving, and they're still here. We've been hearing that for the past 2-3 weeks. They're still here.
They will go.
Hopefully.
I'm going to shoot, fellas. I'll say that.
Take care, bro. Big up.
Yeah, man.
Later.
Yeah. I think our issue now. I feel like our issue is to bring in players first. The first team players that will come in and improve our squad. I'm not worried about people leaving. They will eventually leave before the window closes. I just think like we need to bring in the centre back that we're chasing, and maybe a midfield and an attacker. Because once these guys come in, you have the squad filled. You can even what would happen is you can come up with your 26-man squad, and then the players that are not in the squad, they know the time is up. They have to go. I mean, they won't have a squad number, so they have to go somewhere. As long as you fill in your squad, because right now, if you're doing both things, you're trying to get rid of some players, trying to bring in some players in. It's just we're struggling to do one and the other. So maybe let's just focus on bringing the guys that we have to bring in first.
Well, yeah, but like we're operating the 1 in 1 out policy, so like one's got to go out first, and then we can get.
I think in
somebody
attack,
else
yes, but defense, I think we.
I think it's
Well,
mutual.
defense 3 already left, which is why Tuchel wants 3 in. Lukaku left, then we got Sterling in, and we haven't got rid of anybody else.
But I think if we bring in
I was gonna say,
and then we can get players in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
but-
least be,
no,
at
I
least
think,
be balanced.
Lewis,
You guys, at least be
it's
balanced.
mutual.
Really good.
Where we got to
Yes.
do both, if
Yeah,
that
we
makes
gotta do
sense.
both, guys. Come on, man.
Like,
At least be
the
balanced.
same way we
have to do both, and now we don't have enough time to like wait for players to go out first. But that was the way that Chelsea were moving. One leaves, one comes in.
But that could be done as well. Like say for example, like the same example I brought up. Maybe Ziyech to AC Milan is like done, right? But we don't want to quite let him go yet till we get another player in.
Yeah.
Instead of, because we don't have many attackers, just for that example, and that can go for multiple positions.
It was a good one. No, I get. And to be honest, there were some decent options there. Pedro Neto. I've started looking at Zaha and thinking, fuck it, we should just throw him.
No, not Zaha. Come on, Pedro Neto.
I saw your
Either or. Why are we turning our noses up at Zaha?
Lewis,
We
I
got
saw your
bombs
tweet.
in attack.
Pedro Neto would fit the 3-4-3 system because he plays an inside forward for Wolves.
Look, we need people that saying that we cannot get rid of Timo Werner because of the high wages. We can. We just needed to lower the price when we sell him. That will only way to happen. For example, to cut the wages, the only team will go for him if there's a cheaper price, so they can kind of like balance price over wages. That's
Yeah.
the only
Yeah.
way.
Mukiele,
Compensate.
yes, got the here we go.
Unless
by the way.
he will want to leave so bad that he will take a pay cut. By the way, guys, I gotta go. I don't want to drive and keep talking on things.
No worries, man.
I'll see you
I'll let
guys.
you go to the beach, man.
I'll come. I'll go on the stream tomorrow from the beach, so y'all be jealous. See ya.
Take care, bro. Take care. Oh, fucking hell.
The Mukiele deal was just. I don't think.
It was never going to happen anyway. So
Yeah,
I
too
don't
late.
care too much about it.
So what about Endika, the guy from Frankfurt? They win the UEFA Cup
Didn't he
Cup
go-
last year.
Isn't he going to eat something?
Endika,
Yeah,
he's
I
a
think-
defender, French defender.
Yeah, I know him. I think he's going to eat it. I think this actually, I know this guy plays on the right. So this means PSG are probably not gonna go in for Skriniar anymore, because he's a right centre back.
He can play right back too. Hey, Mukiele, he can play right back too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna play as a right centre back, and
Oh, okay.
they're not going for Skriniar then, because they were exploring Skriniar, weren't they? And then they were getting priced out of that.
Go in for Skriniar or just walk away from this Kounde deal and see if Sevilla come chasing us. If not, they can hold their fucking 30 million fee for him and fuck off. Drew should have banged more against them personally.
And Lewis, what I don't understand is when Fabrizio keeps saying Chelsea need the green light. So Chelsea need the green light to talk to Kounde, but Barca
No,
don't need-
Kounde's already got personal terms agreed with both clubs.
So what
It's
is
just
this green-
Sevilla. Sevilla's being long in this situation because I don't know what they're waiting for Barcelona or they want Chelsea to just activate the release clause outright. I don't know because like they're putting themselves in a position to take less money from Barcelona than what we're offering.
We should just move out of this. I'm tired. Like we've been
It's
following
long.
this guy for 2 years, man. We cannot get him, man.
Yeah, we could have got him. This is on us. We could have got him a month ago. Then we focus on Ake and Delict. So here's what it is.
Think that's water under the bridge now, Lewis? With
Huh?
Kounde? You think that's water under the bridge now with Kounde?
Not sure, but we're getting there.
Let me ask you a question, Luis. Do you think
Agreement met, but no signature. Yeah, but like, there's been nothing from Sevilla too. Like, you're saying the green light. You need the green light from Sevilla, man, and then we can go forward to these negotiations. But I think there's no signature because we haven't agreed the transfer fee first off. Well, not officially. We haven't agreed it officially yet.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Luis. Do you think like the way we approach the transfer window, like do you think like it is focused? Like do you think there's a pattern or a direction? I feel like we're all over the place. We're jumping from one player.
It feels all over the place now because now it's like we're in a bit of a panic mode where we just need to get players in and we're just looking at anybody right now. So I don't really know too much. I need to see what names come up because like I think we should be getting linked with more names at this point. But we haven't. Not yet.
Oh God, class ref.
So play it by ear.
Oh shit. Here we go.
My voice is
We're talking
better
about
or
Werner.
not?
Werner sucks, class ref.
Yeah, well, first tell me about my voice is better or okay.
Oh no, your mic's got even worse,
Nah,
Clasbro.
you-
Sorry, man.
My mic.
It's not even like
You need
yesterday.
to contact one of
It's
those
like
Apple
the-
geniuses,
on the
mate.
old
Class
screen.
ref, get a new laptop, class ref, please.
Bro, I don't know what happened to your mic the last few games, bro. But yeesh. We'll wait a couple minutes for him, and if it don't work, I'm just gonna wrap up the stream anyway. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll give him a couple minutes. Let's see if there's any more news on the timeline. Oh wait, he's back in here. Yes, bro. What are you
about
saying?
now?
What was that?
What about now?
Oh yeah, that's clear. That's absolutely clear. Perfect. What are you saying, my guy?
Is it? What were you talking about? Like the Alex just left and he says like, oh, we need to get rid of Werner because he's on high wages, as if he doesn't know like who's on the high wages. Like, what are you on about? Like, what
Werner's
are
got
you
the
saying
second
we need
highest
to get-
wages at the club, bro.
Yeah, that's not true. Havertz is on the highest wages, 310.
Havertz is not on the
And
highest
he-
wages.
No.
He is on high. He is on 310.
He's
He is
almost
not.
half
He's not.
Werner.
But if it's so be the case,
I'll
Havertz
put it
can
up
go
on the
too.
screen for you now.
He's talking about bonuses.
How do we know he's on 150? Who told us?
Literally
That's how much
type
he's
in
on, that's
Chelsea wages on Google, and every page
Bro, you
will
know
show
what?
it to you.
I've got like inside sources. The highest paid player is Kai Havertz, and the second is
No.
Raheem Sterling, and third is Timo Werner. That's what it is. And Havertz, he's not 73 million. He's 95 million, because we're gonna pay Leverkusen. It's in Germany. We're gonna pay Leverkusen 20 million more after 2 years, probably in August. So he's the most highest paid player.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Lukaku was 97 million, right? And
Yes, that was
Lukaku
correct.
was 97 million. This is, when you
There's
sign
the
a player,
wages right there for you, my guy. Just so you can see it.
from which source, which sources?
Yes, I'm alive.
Oh, now you're alive.
Havertz is on
Man, you've been with fun.
Havertz is on 150k a week.
No, it's total. It's his weekly wages, but we pay 7.9 million plus per year.
Yes.
So in together we pay him 3,010, and it's been reported by Sun.
We don't pay what? The
It's
numbers
been
are literally
reported
here,
by
bro.
German Bild. You know what? I normally watch Sky Sports in German and DAZN in German, right? So I don't listen to English commentary. The commentator in German were saying Havertz is the most highest paid German ever.
So
They
he's
keep
talking
on
about.
saying that Havertz is the most highest paid German.
No, Louis,
He has
he's
the
talking
weekly
about
highest
bonuses.
wages.
He's talking about
They
bonuses.
made the highest transfer fee for a German player.
No, not the transfer. Not the transfer. Highest paid per week player. Havertz is the German highest paid player at this moment per week.
No,
That's a
that's
fact.
Werner.
No, it's Werner.
No, not Werner. Werner is, I think,
It's
number
Werner.
third, because next is Sane, and then comes right now. I think Gnabry is going to become number third or
So
something.
you know what he's trying to say.
Neuer is also. No, Werner is
What was
like in
Kounde
6th,
getting? He
7th
was getting
position.
good money. I think Kounde was
Sorry?
up there. Kounde.
Gundogan is getting how much? I think 240 or something like that. 250.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Werner is the highest German player. Second highest paid in Chelsea.
No.
Is he the
Fourth.
second? Is he the second best player in our team, or is he the best player in our team?
I think if you look at preseason currently, the best player in our team is Timo Werner, because if you watch since April,
This
he
guy
just
is
had
dreaming.
no. I'm just going after eye test and stats. So
Eye test?
Timo Werner,
Man, you need glasses, man. You need glasses.
Timo
What
Werner
glasses are you wearing, man?
You definitely need an eye
No.
test.
If we go for
You can easily
stats,
convince people
Timo
you're
Werner,
blind, Classive.
Timo Werner has played 5 games in preseason. He has scored 3 goals and 2 assists. Kai Havertz has played 6 games and he has scored and assist nothing. Mason Mount has played 6 games and he has scored once. So currently in a preseason, and with less minutes.
Wait, played how many
if
games?
you just
How many games?
has who?
Did you say
Yes, he's
6
talking about.
preseason games?
Yeah, after the FA Cup, right? For a German national team, the Nation Cup and
We've
Club
had
America.
3 preseason matches.
He's talking about
No.
because it's
He
international
had
games.
before Club America, he played against Italian national team, and then he played against Hungary
Oh.
and England. Right.
Oh, you're talking
So
about
he-
the Nations League.
Exactly.
All right.
Havertz in Nation Cup has 0 goals and assists. Mason Mount has 0 goals and assists. And Werner in Nation Cup has 2 goals and 2 assists. Then comes to Club America. Club America, Werner in the second half scored 1 goal. Mason Mount scored 1 goal. Then in Charlotte, Werner didn't play. Havertz played in all 3 games. Then in the third game, you're talking about this, this touch he made in the sideline. Yeah, it's quite acceptable from Timo Werner because he's a high intensity player.
Yes.
He's a high intensity player, and if you watch that touch he missed, that was a poor ball from Chalaba, and he actually came from deep. Did you see how deep he was from defense?
Are we
full
talking about
amount of
his shit body language when he couldn't even be bothered to run and get a ball that was passed to him?
we are just talking about the thing you mentioned last stream regarding his touch which went out, right? If you watch it, he came from really deep. He was the only person who was running towards that ball. That was a bad ball from Chalobah. It was Chalobah, I think, right? So
Well,
this is quite a
Sterling give him a wonderful ball. And what do you do with the ball?
I'll tell you, this is quite a bad. This is quite a bad system happening. Mason Mount is not passing to Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is not passing to Mason Mount. Chalobah is passing too far to Timo Werner. Sterling, obviously, Sterling doesn't know much right now, right? So this is what do you call it? You can't blame Timo Werner. You just can't pinpoint Timo Werner for one effort.
The match against Arsenal, Sterling give him a true ball. What he does with the football?
Which one?
The match against Arsenal, Sterling give him a true ball. What he does with that ball?
Yeah, Sterling, that pass was too direct. And listen, that formation was wrong.
What?
That formation was wrong.
What? He had the ball at his feet. What are you talking about? Hey, yeah.
It was on his left foot. It was on his left foot, and he. Okay. I'll tell you honestly, right? It was on his left foot. Sterling made the pass direct. It was, I think, Saliba, right? So it was direct. He came. Werner and Sterling were playing on the same position. The formation was a bit funny, right? They were trying to do Manchester City, but they couldn't. So
it's just excuses.
There was no.
He's shit. Move on. He's shit.
No. You have. It was on his left foot. The pass was too fast.
No, you're telling me this guy can't control a football on his weaker foot, and he's a professional.
No, I'm just being considerate. Listen, if I have an issue with the player, at least I would be considerable. Your argument is not considerable. You're using nouns and pronouns, shit, blah blah blah.
I was actually
You're not talking about facts.
I'm not even lying.
You're not talking about facts, Scott. You're just saying
His
touch is horrible. His touch is horrible. The only thing he's good at is running in the
one of the best.
And creating space.
You cannot.
No,
like,
yes, it is. Yes,
you're playing in America, in America in the wrong formation, and it doesn't suit.
The only thing he's good at is creating space and runs off the last defender. He can't control a football. No. His touch. If we're being kind, right? I'll be kind. His touch is average at best. His link-up play is average at best. His positioning of where to be when he's
he's one of the best link-up player. No. You're talking out of hate. You're talking out of you're not using your mind properly when you're talking about Werner. You're not in a nice place when you're talking about Werner. If you relax yourself,
why are you talking about?
He is comfortable. I've said this before and I'll say it again. He's comfortably, and there is no debate in this, the second worst striker I've ever seen at this football club. The only one worse is Batshuayi.
I think it's a passion. It's a passion. I think you're very passionate guy. You're very emotional guy. I think you're not understanding the real.
Or Pato. I would rather get Higuain or Pato in their current state than have Werner in this team. I shit you not.
I think. Who's your favorite player at Chelsea?
Currently, fucking Christ, yeah. There's not a lot. I'll be honest. Probably Kovacic right now. Maybe Thiago Silva
is one of the worst midfielder in the world right now. Do you know? He doesn't make any creativity. Kovacic is one of the worst. People blame Jorginho. But the real problem is Kovacic. You know what? I'm going to be honest. Kovacic was released by Real Madrid.
I know where your understanding is of the game right now.
Kovacic doesn't make creation. I know. Listen, Howard's stance and Kovacic's stance are one of the worst stands in Chelsea. They are the most poisonous, and they hide stuff. They tell Havertz is on the low wages. They blame Jorginho. Kai Havertz and Kovacic is the main problem in our team. If you get rid of Kai Havertz and Kovacic, our team is better. And they blame Jorginho for they blame Jorginho is a sitting midfielder. Kovacic is a creator. There's no creation from Kovacic. There are moments where he scores against Liverpool, right? There are moments where he scores against Liverpool. He gets past players, but he has no creativity. And the goal against Madrid, Werner asked him to give the ball quickly to him. And that's the only time he gave the ball quickly. Otherwise, whole season, what Kovacic does is run like a headless chicken and gets injured.
So I've got a question for you.
All
so
he
you're
does,
telling
Kovacic, is
no,
get
no, no.
injured.
So you just made a point not too long ago that Kovacic couldn't get into Real Madrid's midfield. So he's a shit midfielder because he couldn't displace peak Cruz, peak Modric, and peak Casemiro. That makes him shit. You are fucking clueless.
No,
I mean that in
Kovacic is actually shit. Kovacic
You're
is actually shit. He doesn't create anything. Robin Loftus-Cheek, Tuchel actually prefer RNC over Kovacic and Barkley over Kovacic. That's why he has them in the team. That's why he has in the team. Listen. I'm the most. Listen. When I was talking about Kai Havertz, people used to praise Kai Havertz. People used to pray. I know every single secret. You are trying to hide Kovacic and Kai Havertz, and you're trying to make them a bigger football players when they are not. They're number lies.
From Havertz anymore, like we all know.
Nobody dared to speak against Kai Havertz 2 months ago. I started it, calling him German Dali Ali. Kovacic just started it, and they gave him really bad time. But the real problem is Kovacic. Kovacic is not creative enough, and he plays in a position where he has to be creative.
You're a fool. No, I'm sorry, you're a fool.
Yeah, Classworth. Yeah, I think it doesn't actually matter. I think if you said your favorite player was, say, I don't know, Chilwell, you would have come out and said Chilwell is the worst left wing.
I know he would.
It doesn't even matter what you say. That's what he asked you. That's what he asked who's your favorite player.
It does matter. If you give me a proper argument, I can change my religion. If you give me a proper argument, I can change my religion. You're not giving me a proper argument.
Can I ask you a question? Who's the... It's like, right, fair enough, they've got Thiago. Who's the creative one out of Liverpool's midfield?
Currently, the creative is probably Thiago and Naby Keita.
Naby Keita?
And
hey, shut up.
He's fine. Naby Keita is fine.
Their creativity comes from their fullbacks. Because their fullbacks are so creative, they don't need their midfield to be creative. It's the same energy. If you get creativity
why are we talking about fullbacks? We're talking about midfielders, right?
If you get creativity
no.
you don't need creativity out of the midfield.
Naby Keita is really underrated, by the way. Firmino is really underrated. And anyways, you're talking about midfield. Our midfield. You're talking about. Listen. You're talking about creativity coming from the wing backs, right? But we don't have wing backs who can create, and when they do create, the defense is an issue. So that's why season 1 was better, because when Tuchel came on. No. Let me talk. James used to defend more, and we used to say, why does he pass the ball back? Chilwell used to defend more. Alonso used to defend more, right? Now, but the second season, when everybody started interfering in Tuchel's system, started saying, oh, James needs to be playing in attack and Chilwell needs to play in attack, they got injured and they got found out. Right now, if Tuchel wants to, I don't know, Tuchel needs to say to James and Chilwell, you need to defend more. I mean, the attack would be handled by those intense players like Sterling, Werner, and Mason Mount, or Gallagher you could put in, right? At this moment, if Tuchel goes back to basic and tell Reece James and I don't know who's actually handling Reece James. Reece James currently is he's on a very wrong advice. People are telling him you need to attack, you need to make goals and everything. It would be really good, and we can handle you in Twitter. But listen, Reece James, if you're hearing this, please defend. Forget about the stats. In 2 years' time, when you don't have money, these people will not be with you. Reece James, these people who are advising you to defend you, they will not be there for you in 2 years' time. Defend. Reece James, please defend.
I'm going to tear down your point because your foundation.
So you were talking about Werner having a first bad half, and you missed out 4 goals that came from Reece James being ignorant, being thick.
What I'm hearing is nonsense. All I'm hearing is nonsense. As I was saying, I've got a question.
Go on.
Do you support Salzburg or Leipzig by chance? Like, apart from Chelsea, are you interested in Salzburg or Leipzig?
No.
Because I doubt that, because so far you've picked up Naby Keita and Timo Werner. Which
Naby Keita, Firmino is actually also really good. He doesn't play. And Naby Keita, why are you going after him?
Anyway,
Naby Keita is one of the most decent players. I would have Naby Keita over Kovacic right now.
You're a fool. That's because you're a fool. That's why. As I was going to say, though, on Reece James, last season, at his best, he was the best fullback in terms of defensive and going forward at times. because of how good we were.
Who?
Like he was Reece James.
No, he didn't. He only played 10 games.
In terms of delivery,
how can you be?
In terms of delivery, he is arguably the second best fullback in the league at delivery, arguably behind Trent.
Wing back. He doesn't play fullback. Wing back.
Yes, he does. He was a fullback for Wigan. He was a
no.
fullback
We're talking about this year, right? You're talking about the stats this year.
I don't care because guess what? Trent's a wing
I don't
back.
know what kind of argument you're talking about this year, and then you're saying you don't care.
I do not care. Trent is a wing back but plays fullback. He's not defensively good enough for as a fullback, but he plays in a fullback in the system. Reece might play as a wing back, but he's primarily a fullback. There's a big difference. Less defensive responsibilities as a wing back.
Oh, that is up to the coach. That is Klopp is a better attacking manager. We know that, right?
No, he's not.
So
no, he's not. As I was saying, with James as well, as I said during his best last time. Remember, we came off. There was a game, or you remember the Liverpool games that Real Madrid played last time. That Vinicius Junior ripped Trent up, destroyed him. Came against Reece, couldn't do anything. Absolutely, just could not do anything defensively.
Yeah. When he does defense, Reece James is an absolute beast of a defender. He's a beast of. Nobody doubts it. Nobody doubts it.
And defend more because he is not good enough defensively, or he wasn't being good enough defensively. That was your point earlier. He needs to attack less.
My point is when he attacks, he's shit at defense. When he attacks, he's shit at defense.
You are fucking clueless. Respectfully.
How come he had a better first season under Tuchel than the last season?
What?
Who, Werner?
The whole team
No,
regressed.
I'm talking about Reece James.
The whole team
I'm talking about Reece James.
Reece James would have won player of the season this season if he weren't injured.
How many games did he play, Reece James?
Also, if you're talking about even if by some chance he did regress, so did Rudiger, so did Christensen, so did Jorginho, so did Kante, so did Kovacic. Everyone fucking regressed.
Debatable on 80.
Team... No, he did regress. Like in terms of like his performances regressed, but like
fine, fair enough.
Listen. What do you prefer Klopp as an attacking coach or Tuchel?
In terms of if I'm going off of based on previous, like the only comparison I can use is at Dortmund, and at Dortmund, Tuchel was better. Like Tuchel's Dortmund team was better going forward than Klopp's Dortmund team.
What about current situation? Currently, who's better, Klopp or Tuchel?
I mean, considering the attackers that Klopp is dealing with and Tuchel's dealing with.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not talking about the other situation. At this moment, who's better, Klopp or Tuchel in the attack?
I mean,
I don't want to have an argument. He doesn't have
Classwork, do you know this is not tennis game,
No, I'm
right?
just if Klopp is better or Tuchel is better, I just need to answer. I'm talking with Scott.
No, listen. This is not tennis game, right? It's not Tuchel versus Klopp on a tennis court.
No, I'm trying to make a point. Just can you just let him answer it? Let him answer it, Scott.
You can answer.
Klopp is better, right? Tuchel is better defensive, right? So why would Reece James play in attack when Tuchel is a better defensive coach? Do you get me? That's why we make issues. That's why team attack from that side. Because if we have a coach,
so classic, we haven't lost to Klopp in real time.
As far as I can remember, I don't.
No, we haven't lost to Klopp in 90 minutes under Tuchel. No.
Yeah.
There we go.
There's your answer.
By the way, just before we go, Oli says
we're not talking about Klopp versus Tuchel on a football pitch. We're not talking about Klopp versus.
But on a tennis court.
One sec, guys. Olu says Werner is better. One sec. Olu says Werner is better than Pele. Nope. Fata, don't even try and claim that. Don't even try. Nikhil says Werner worse than Torres. Probably a fairer comparison.
Yeah, he is. On the Klopp thing, it probably is Klopp, but it's not like dry.
He was still talking. Oh my gosh.
He is. But the thing is, on the Klopp and Tuchel thing, like it probably is Klopp right now, but also at the same time as I'm finding it hard to judge right now because look at the attackers both coaches are dealing with. One's dealing with an attack or had been dealing with an attack of Mane, Salah, Firmino, Jota, who's like I think is good, Diaz, and one's dealing with an attack of Havertz, Werner, Cho, Pulisic, Ziyech. like Mount. It's not comparable in terms of the level between the two, but I would say probably Klopp.
I mean, it's quite.
Are we
it's quite
judging? Are we
embarrassing.
judging their body
You
of
br- you
work or
bring-
their team?
No.
That's what I
It's
mean.
quite
If we go to
embarrassing.
body
You
of
bring
work-
no. You're bringing Werner into the argument with Cho and Pulisic and all these guys.
Yes, I am. 'cause
You're
he's
having a
as bad
laugh.
or
You are
worse.
because
He's as bad or
before
worse.
this
He's as
season,
bad or worse.
in limited
Klesov, you
time,
might as well just say what you were trying to set up Scott for, because obviously you're seeking an answer.
In a
to go on
limited
with.
time last year, he got 11 goals and 6 assists. Before that, 27 goals and assists. So Werner is not crap. You guys
Yes,
are
he is.
emotional because of Tammy Abraham.
No, he's
Or
shit.
maybe
I
Lukaku.
don't care. I don't care about Tammy. I
He's
want
not
Tammy
crap.
You guys are emotional. You guys
No,
are
hey,
not
Klesov's
like,
right. He's not
thing
crap,
is-
but they're just. Why doesn't he score goals? There's just
No,
something
he is
there.
crap.
Liverpool wanted
He's so
Werner.
So one-dimensional.
Yeah,
as a
how
striker.
can
He's
Werner
so
score goals
one-dimensional.
when
5 minutes.
Haaland
No,
is
Scott,
not
do you
good
know?
enough?
Do you know how hard to miss the chances that Werner misses? That's not easy to do. There's just something.
I think
There's
that
something there.
you're just declare you're just being comical, boy. You're not talking from your brain. You're talking from your ass. It's all shit, no thought.
No,
I don't know. Like, what do you want
Klesov,
about?
tell me this. I've said, Klesov, I said in the past that Werner does everything right but score. Does that sound about right?
So
No.
whose job is to pass to?
Sorry,
Whose
sorry,
job is to
first
pass
touch,
to Kaká Havertz?
delivery, end
When
product.
Kovac is passed him against Real Madrid, he scored. When Mason Mount hasn't passed
He
Timo
almost
Werner
missed, man.
once. He hasn't passed in 2 years once to Timo Werner. Kai Havertz can't even pass properly.
What is he? Is he
Have you
Lukaku
forgotten
2.0 if you don't pass
but
for him?
still Timo Werner is selfless.
Let me just
Why-
run
Timo
you
Werner
through.
is not still selfish.
Let me just
Sorry?
run you through. By the way, you talk about the 11 goals, right? As if that's something incredible. Let me run you through a breakdown of those goals. 4 of those were in the Premier League. 4 of those were in the Champions League. 2 in the FA Cup. 1 in the Carabao Cup.
Highest goal
Champions-
scorer in Champions League and Cup games.
Okay, he scored against Zenit twice. Zenit.
And
he scored against-
highest
he
goal
scored against-
scorer in
he
Champions
scored
League.
against-
We
he
qualify
scored
for
against-
final
he scored
and
against-
semi
I don't care.
quarterfinals, right?
He also scored-
In cup
he
games,
also
both
scored-
the
he
cups,
also scored
both the
the
cup
fourth goal.
highest goal scorer. We reached to the final. Premier League, he doesn't start much games, and look at where we end up.
He played
And
21
when he
games.
do play, he passes.
He played 20
He passes to
21
players. He
games,
makes
he
the
played
move.
21 games. He played 21 games and scored 4 goals. I don't want to fucking hear it, respectfully.
And out of
Again,
them,
I
7
don't
games
wanna
he
hear it.
started, he came off the bench. COVID-19. I think you guys just want to press the button, or he needs to
He's
leave.
just
Oh, fuck you,
shit.
Fraud Smith. He's a Pulisic fan, whatever.
He's
I
just
don't care.
bad.
Oh,
Take care.
finally.
Good. Like, he's just bad. I'm sorry. Accept it and
No,
move on.
you're
He's
emotional. You're not.
guys,
You're
guys,
emotional.
no. We. It's time to end this conversation. Klasref, appreciate you a lot, man. Even though you have a very, very
Why,
questionable
man?
opinion, but big
Fucking
up
hell.
yourself. Shush, Klasref, big up yourself, my guy. Take care. Oh, he's already left. This one,
He
man.
said you
I'm
used English
sorry.
language.
Frosted
It was
Myth.
funny.
Thank you.
It was-
Thank you
it
very
was
much.
That man is a headache, man. Damn.
It was
The man
funny
literally-
yesterday. I'm just not having it. He's just shit and get him out, please. Not classic.
I can't be asked for Werner stands, Havertz stands. It's just 2 bums fighting over, I don't know, one bit of food, 1 bit of bread or some shit. I don't know.
Right.
Sorry, Fata. Werner's terrible, and you know it, man. You even know it deep down inside. You just put too much stock in him, and you can't pull out anymore. And that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, Frosted Myth, we do love you, as Daniel says. We
Respect
do
for that.
absolutely love you. Big up yourself for that, man. Much appreciated. And yeah, Klasref is gone, is what it is.
I just can't
yeah.
deal with it when he gets like that.
That,
Like, he's
that,
just
that was a lot. It was when he was saying, like, you lot need to start using your brain and stop talking out of your
Oh,
ass.
bro,
I was like,
no,
what?
It was when he said Kovacic is the worst midfielder or something, or one of the worst midfielders. Like, you don't understand it. Like, you
This is the thing.
don't
Spits when he talks about like Cho and Havertz because like they're terrible. But then you talk about Werner, like he's good, like he's not worse than all of them.
He said you
I don't
guys
get
use
it.
English language. He said you guys use English language. You use nouns and pronouns.
Yeah.
That's not
He was
acceptable.
Frosted Myth. No. Thank you, my
No, no.
friend. It was
I-
much appreciated. But
Sa-
yeah,
sa-
guys,
save
we
everyone.
are wrapping up the stream because I need a big lie down after all of that. Big up everybody that has locked in. As always, smash the like and subscribe button. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, same channel, for probably
another day of nothing in terms of the Kounde situation, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Big up everyone, like and subscribe. And as always, up the Chelsea. See.
Okay.